home for high school football in 2023 is right here at Beaver County Radio.
10-5 touchdown! You better believe it!
Coverage of 2023 high school football is being brought to you by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales of Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, A.K. Nahas Furniture Gallery, Tri-County McDonald's, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Now let's head to the A.K. Nahas Furniture Gallery broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
Aliquippa Quips and the Bridgers from Ambridge tonight here at Heinz Field in Aliquippa. It's a brand new facility. It's a beautiful, gorgeous field to be playing on, and it's a wonderful night for high school football in southwestern Pennsylvania. Blue skies, a few clouds, comfortable temperatures. It is just absolutely perfect fall football weather. We are broadcasting from the A.K. Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. It's the Beaver County Career and Technology Center pregame show. It's Ambridge. It is Aliquippa. Aliquippa has been absolutely on a roll for more than a decade and a half. Bruce Fry is with me in the booth. We'll check in with Mike Azadian on the sideline coming up in just a few minutes. We'll also hear interviews that I had with Coach Sherman McBride of Ambridge and Mike Warfield of Aliquippa. And Bruce, what Aliquippa has been doing for 15 years in a row, it's just absolutely unprecedented to think that a team can continue to excel at this level consistently. WPIAL trips to the state championships.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I think what you're referencing is 15 straight years to the WPIAL championship game. And, it's astonishing when you think of it just in that term, but it becomes absolutely astonishing when you realize that Aliquippa has been playing up in enrollment all that time.
That's a fantastic point to make. They continue to play up, and there's been pressure upon them. This is something that's been talked about quite a bit, that they go from 4A where they are now. The PIAA was really putting a lot of pressure on them to go as high as 5A.
Well, to be honest with you, right now I think 4A is tougher than 5A, but that's something you could debate on the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show at any point. But
good idea.
The way I see it right now, the likes of McKeesport, TJ, and Aliquippa would certainly match up with their peers in 5A.
Coming up in just a little bit, we'll check in with Mike Azadian closer to kickoff to get some insights from him on the sideline. Coming up next, we'll check in with an interview that I had with head coach Sherman McBride regarding his Bridgers and the opportunity to sit down with him to talk about his team's roller coaster ride at this point. It's win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. What will it take to be victorious tonight? And his skill players that could be the difference makers. We will get to that interview coming up in a moment right here on Beaver County Radio.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild school counselor free. Prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, Strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details. You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Free Aliquippa, Municipal Township Transport Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and beavercountyradio.com.
Head coach Sherman McBride, he's a Beaver County Hall of Famer. He's in his third season here at Ambridge. He has two impressive assistants, Coach Z, who coached here at Aliquippa for a long time. Also, former NFL player and CFL player Tommy Campbell is on his staff, doing their best to be able to coach these kids up. And once again, had the opportunity to sit down and talk with him earlier this week about the team's roller coaster ride, about what it's going to take to be victorious, and some of the key players that he has on his roster.
Difficult season so far. You win one, you lose one, you win a close one, and then you guys really struggle in the next game.
Yeah, that's what we're actually trying to work on, the consistency. I mean, I told them that we talked about this every other week. It's like the same story, it's like a roller coaster ride. I told them, we need to win two in a row and see what direction we head in. I mean, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. That just ain't going to get it. If you're going to compete with the other teams in the conference, you can't do that. You can't allow yourself to do that.
Coach McBride, are you seeing a difference in the competition week to week, or do you see it more in the performance of your own players week to week?
I see it in my players more so. You, especially in this conference, you win the games that you're supposed to win or that you think you can win, and you try to compete as much as possible in the other games. And by the fourth quarter, you want to be in position to at least have a chance to win. And I don't think our kids at this point in time are giving themselves a chance. I mean, they play hard the first quarter, don't play hard the second quarter, play hard the third quarter, don't play hard the fourth quarter. And like I said, you can see the inconsistency in that.
You have two wonderful assistants in Coach Z and Tommy Campbell, who used to play for the NFL and the CFL. What kind of insights are they giving to you on where this team is almost at the halfway point of the season?
Well, the thing about it, the good and the bad thing about it is that Tommy and Z can't play. Z never played, but Tommy did. I wish I did have 35 Tommy Campbells out there, but all you can do is, from their aspect, is teach every day, all day, and hopefully, you can get something out of it, But like I said, these two gentlemen are doing the best they can, as well as the other guys on my staff. But it just seemed like it's not turning over the way I need it to be.
It sounds as though you like what they do when they give you that effort in the first and third quarters, their performance, their techniques, their focus and concentration. So it isn't so much about the X's and the O's and the know-how. It's about maintaining that motivation. Is it going to be especially difficult to maintain that motivation with a team like Aliquippa, or do you think with Aliquippa you're either up or you're not?
Aliquippa is Aliquippa. I've been there for 30 years, so one thing about them, there's no change, no way, no how. we're not trying to get into that situation where we're looking forward to one game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to focus ourselves on, like I said, taking one game at a time and putting forth that, total effort for 4 quarters, and then we let the chips fall where they may. When you start putting your eggs in one basket, the results don't turn out too good.
When you look at Aliquippa, what are you going to need to do in order to come out victorious tonight?
Well, like I said, Aliquippa's Aliquippa. I've been over there all my life. Can't turn the ball over. You can't give up big plays. You have to have long, sustaining drives where Aliquippa have always had big play capabilities. So, those are the 2 most important things that we need to do. Not turn the ball over and not to give up plays. We need to let them have long, sustaining drives, as well as we need to have these long, sustaining drives to keep their offense off the field.
Let's talk about 3 of the key players that I see on your team, and correct me if you think that I'm wrong. Grant Uvidich at wide receiver, not only receiving the ball, but also running the ball. The key to success to get him going this evening.
Yes, he's probably our best player on the team. We call him Mr. Utility. We can use him at running back, wide receiver, quarterback. I mean, he does it all for us. And like I said, it'll probably be in our best interest to try to get him the ball sooner than later.
And Carlito Chandler, he was the CCBC player of the game when you played Freedom. And if he can get his motor rolling, that can mean a big game for you tonight, too.
He's a big kid, about 225 pounds. He can move the sticks, but he can only go as far as our linemen take him. So hopefully, like I said, we can get a good push from those guys on Friday night and go from there.
And maybe the best player returning from last year, Adam Fernandez, leading the team in receiving and rushing. He's going to play quarterback for you tonight. What was the thinking behind deciding to have him play there? Last time we covered your team, it was A.J. Grace that was playing quarterback.
We just thought Adam gave us a better athletic player at that position. Not only could he throw, he could run the ball as well. He's an exciting player. Once he gets his hands on the ball, he can do good things. But we're not canning AJ, because if AJ's in the game, that gives us 3 great opportunities to get the ball to those 3 gentlemen you just named.
All right. Sherman McBride, the head coach of the Bridgers of Ambridge, joining us pregame. Coach, all the best of luck to you this evening.
Much appreciated. Thank you very much for having me.
Coming up in a moment, we're about 13 minutes or so from kickoff. We'll check in with Coach Mike Warfield out of the Aliquippa Quips. He is 4-0 overall this season. Big squeaker of a victory last week against West Allegheny. We'll talk to him about that game. We'll also talk to him about some of the key players that he has and some young men that he is playing that are able to get the start as early as their freshman year. All that coming up next on Beaver County Radio.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call. Call 774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
Being a part of a credit union is like being part of a team where everyone plays and, more importantly, everyone wins. This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union. If you need a loan, it's game time. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden or Aliquippa. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or click friendlyfcu.org. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George. Since 1934, they've been committed to the physical and financial recovery of personal injury victims. Why choose the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George? Attorney Larry Kelly explains.
First of all, we've been AV rated by Martindale-Hubbell. It's the highest rating you can get for legal ability and ethics, and that comes from our peers. We have board-certified civil trial specialist, which is like another bar exam. Would you go to a doctor who is not board-certified? Probably not. I've always said, and I tell my daughters, I have 3 daughters who are attorneys. Those in the profession know. The lawyers of LGKG have the respect of our peers, and that's all I ever cared about.
For your free initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Spotlight your future this fall at Community College of Beaver County. By attending our admissions showcases, you'll explore campus, talk one-on-one with professors, discover career and transfer-ready programs, and even enroll on the spot. Join us October 7th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Aviation Sciences Center in Chippewa to learn more about piloting, air traffic control, aerospace management, and the Aviation High School Academy. RSVP now at ccbc.edu/showcases.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
Coach
Difficult
Warfield,
season
looking at the season so far,
You win one, you lose
there were
one.
A lot of question
you win a close
coming
one,
into
and
the
then
season, especially losing your star lineman through graduation, 4-year starters for you. What is your assessment of your team at this point?
I'm pleased to a degree. In other ways, I'm not. I think our effort is there. I think we're making too many mental mistakes relative to penalties. That's hurting us in key situations. But all in all, the kids are coming to work. The coaches are coming to work every day and trying to get better. We're watching a lot of tape. And when you have a young team such as we do up front, we got to take the good with the bad initially and just try to improve every week.
You've been winning rather convincingly up until last week, and that last-minute drive in order to pull out the victory against West Allegheny. What did that drive, what did that game say to you, and do you believe means to your team to be able to face that adversity and come out on top?
I think that's been a sign of our leadership. I think our leaders, our seniors for this year has been through storms at times, so they've been on the up and downs of wins, close games. So I think they understood it. That's something we practice every day. I put them in different situations, put them in different scenarios, just for these, hopefully, to come out on top in those certain situations. So I wasn't too surprised. We have a leader at quarterback who makes great decisions. You know, everyone played together and didn't put their head down and continuously fought. I always say this game, all sports is a game of runs, and they had their run, and we just got the last run, and we were fortunate to come out on top.
The offensive line, losing those starters to graduation, you wish you can keep them for forever, but life moves on. And looking at your offensive line this year, you decided to start a young freshman in Miles Green. What has he shown you?
Miles is going to be a good one. I mean, he's definitely, as a 14, 15-year-old, I've been so pleased when he's so coachable. Our offensive line coach uses that word with him a lot, which if you're coachable, you got a future. So I only expect either greater things from him, just continuously trying to get better. But I'm pleased with him. He's a tough-nosed kid, true Aliquippa kid, and I'm happy for him. He's very intelligent as well. I mean, as a freshman, he knows his plays just as good as Braylon, who's been there for 3 years. So that's impressive as well.
Big news this week, Tyke Hayes deciding to accept the offer from Penn State. He is one that's been starting for you since he's been a freshman. Now, as a junior, talk about his maturation process during these years and stepping up now, because in some quotes in the media, he's really showing himself to take on that leadership role.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He does it in a way, he let his work ethic speaks for him at times, but I call him a role model, not only just for our team and a leader for our team, but for our youth. I mean, here's a kid that's a 4-star athlete, but also a 4.0 student, which is just as important as that athlete. So I'm so excited for him and his family. He deserved it. It wasn't given to him. I always tell the story that, he didn't start as a freshman initially, the first game, not even the second game, but the third game, he just kept getting his opportunities. He didn't complain about it. He didn't pout about it. He just continuously worked and got better. He's also one of the most unselfish kids I know. You have a 4-star player who's going to Penn State and splitting times with John Tracy. He could have an attitude about that, but he's more supportive of John Tracy than himself. So he's just a true kid that, you want all your kids to be like.
What does it mean to you that a Brandon Banks, Yale, is wanting this kid to come and play? I mean, you talk about, I can just imagine the beaming of pride that you feel and his family feels for him and him for himself, that a school like Yale is saying, come play football here.
Yes, that was one of my happiest moments in coaching, because here's a kid who has the maturity. He had several offers from Matt schools, but he has the maturity to think further than just 4 or 5 years down the road. And for him to make that decision when he called me when he was there, he said, Coach, I really like it here. I think I'm coming here. I was elated. When I was working with the U.S. Attorney's Office as a law enforcement coordinator, my boss at the time was the U.S. Attorney Cindy Chong, just got nominated for the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. So she invited me and 4 or 5 of my players. So we went to her investiture on last Friday, and Brandon was one of the kids that I took. And she's a Yale lead, and she recognized Brandon in his speech, and I just thought that was so great.
Oh, wow.
And so it was beautiful. So,
and looking at this game tonight, what do you see as the challenges that you will face in an Ambridge team?
It's a situation at this point in the season. I mean, we have to focus on ourselves. We got to take care, do the things that we get better, and work on the things that we're not so good at this point. So it's a situation where we're concentrating more on ourselves and making sure we understand our assignments, making sure the why. Coach Short always asks the question, do you actually know the why we do this, why we do that? Because some kids just playing and really don't know why. So we try to teach them why we do certain things, what makes them get a better understanding and make them more productive.
When it comes to tonight's game, obviously everybody wants a win, but beyond just the victory, what are you looking at analyzing? What are you expecting out of your offense and your defense this evening?
Just our productivity. I mean, I tell the kids, don't look at the score. The score take care of itself if you play every play. So I'm focused on how many missed assignments we have. Of course, we got to eliminate the penalties. But that's my main focus, is just trying to get better every play, let the score take care of itself. Don't look up at the scoreboard, only the down the distance, and just play every play, and everything else will take care of itself.
Coach Warfield, thank you very much for your time. All the best to you and your team, not only tonight, but for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Beaver County High School football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number one in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental in Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Ganew's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Ganew's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Ganew's Body Works, 400 8th Street in Freedom.
Coach Warfield, looking at the season so far, undefeated. We are just seconds from kickoff. Before we have that, let's check in with Mike Azadian on the sideline. Mike?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Hey, I tell you what, it is really down here, and I'm on the field right before kickoff. It's beautiful here, and I hope to get interviews at halftime with both coaches going on and off, and just talking to some Ambridge people, and they just told me, hey, we are in all of our games is
Mike, a little bit of difficulty. We're going to see if we can move you to the other side of the bench, and maybe that will make a difference in being able to hear from you throughout the course of the game. Appreciate what it is that you're doing down there. We are getting ready for kickoff, and Bruce Fry is with me here. We'll be calling the game tonight. I'm Mangino, and Ambridge getting the ball first. How important is this first drive to you?
Well, they want to try to show they can move the football. The bottom line is Aliquippa won the toss and deferred, so Ambridge gets the pigskin. But if they want to be competitive in this game, it would behoove them to move the ball from the start.
Malachi Shagan kicking off, and returning it is Adam Fernandez, and he gets it out beyond the 25-yard line, close to the 27. We will have a 1st and 10 set up there just seconds into this matchup. And a couple of key players. Adam Fernandez, obviously extremely important, leading the team in receiving, leading the team in rushing last year. You want to keep the ball in his hand as much as possible. But there are some other key players on this team, like a Grant Uvadish that we watched from a couple of weeks ago, and Carlito Chandler, who was the CCBC player of the game from week 1 when they took on Freedom with the victory.
Yes, and for Ambridge, though, they more than ever, they want to really protect the football because Aliquippa is a hungry bunch for turnovers.
Fernandez under center, I formation, hand off to the up back, and absolutely nowhere. Picked up maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, quite possibly. It's tough to move Ambridge, or I should say Aliquippa's defensive line around. Ambridge is resting its hopes on Aiden Sheffield. He did not play in the game we did with Freedom 4 weeks ago. And Dante Prentice at 6'2", 285. They're big cogs on the offensive line for Ambridge. They have to push people around if Ambridge is going to be able to run the football.
Yeah, Coach McBride made that very clear that he believes in Carlito Chandler. He needs that offensive line to open up holes. They set up in the I formation once again. Fernandez directly under center. This time handoff to Carlito Chandler over the left-hand side and picks up a half, maybe a yard in the way that the side judge is walking. No gain on a second down play.
Yeah, that's the tough part for Ambridge is it brings up these third and longs, and it's traditionally difficult to pass against Aliquippa, so it's an offensive coordinator's dilemma on how to handle it.
Adam Fernandez, the quarterback. Grant Uvidich as the wideout. Don't be surprised if the ball gets into his hand. Coach McBride mentioning during the pregame show that he believes that Uvidich is one of the most talented athletes that he has on the team. They have the talent in the skill positions. It's about whether or not they can put it all together. Adam Fernandez under center. And it looks as though it's a bit of a busted play, and Aliquippa is able to snuff that out. Loss of a number of yards on the play. It looks like as though it's a loss of nearly 5 yards.
To be honest with you, my thought was that it was a jet sweep, an inside handoff to Grant Uvidich, but it never happened, and simply Fernandez had to take out and run for his life.
So now we're looking at a 4th and 14, not the way that Ambridge wanted to start the game with that opening drive. So with 10 minutes left to go in the first quarter, Ambridge will punt, low snap, was able to make a pretty good catch out of it. Now a catch at the 43-yard line and a run over to his right, and quickly tackled the returner, number 15, number 15.
Harrison Walker.
Walker.
Yeah, he's their deep man in those situations. I give Braden Reeves, the Ambridge punter, a lot of credit. It was a low snap. He fielded it cleanly and got away a nice boot given the situation.
He did a fantastic job on that, no doubt. Okay, so 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Aliquippa on their side of the 50. It is set up on the near hash marks. And Quentin Good is set up in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers over to the left. Tyke Hayes is set up on his left side, tight end to the right. Inside handoff to Tyke Hayes over to the right-hand side, finds a seam, and is able to pick up what looks to be 4, maybe 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, and getting out to just about midfield. We talk about winning the battle of first down. That means getting 4 yards or more. Aliquippa pretty much does that. And to give our listeners the true picture, the nose of the ball is on the 50-yard line.
So now it is 2nd and 5 for Aliquippa. 9:20 to go and a running clock in the first quarter. Good, once again, is shotgun, fakes the inside handoff, slows it over the middle on a bit of a slant pattern, bit of an in pattern, is able to get a reception and a first down all the way over to the 35-yard line of Ambridge.
Yeah, that's the reliable Jace Williams. He's been around a long time. He comes in from that tight end post and simply runs a slant and gets wide open.
Quentin Good, shotgun once again. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And they're reformulating the formation here.
Well, they do have an eternity, 20 seconds on the play clock, so they'll take their time.
Plenty of time here to figure this out. Man in motion, Tyke Hayes, inside handoff to Hayes over the left-hand side. Breaks a tackle, able to get the edge, running up the sideline. Looks as though he's going to make it. Touchdown, Tyke Hayes on a sweep to pick up 6 really quick on that play.
Yeah, that's called a jet sweep. He takes it from a flanker position. He broke it from his right to his left, 35 yards, and to me, it's on the far sideline, but to me it looked like a flag football touchdown in that nobody even made contact. But is it going to come back? That's the next question. It does look
as though it's coming back. A flag is on the field. It looks as though it's around the far sideline, holding on the play. Around the 28-yard line, so they are marching it off from the point of the penalty. So the touchdown is wiped away, and now they're looking at a 1st and 14 now. So what a great run looked like, it looked as though the hold helped make that possible, it seems.
No, well, we'll find out. My best guess is that was a successful play. I think we'll see it again either tonight or somewhere down the line.
3 wide receivers kind of stacked up and bunched on the right-hand side. Good in the shotgun, looking over to his right. Finds a man in the flat, able to pick it up and get all the way out to near the 30-yard line. About the 32 or so on that. Great pass by Good and great reception by Harrison Walker.
Yeah, Walker again has good quickness. He's one of the faster Quips. He's involved in their 4x100 relay from time to time, so he clearly has good speed.
A lot of good speed in all the key positions here at Aliquippa. Once again, shotgun formation for Quentin Good. Looking over to his left-hand side, finds a man wide open, and what a great defensive play by Adam Fernandez to close on that from his free safety position and knock that ball away.
Yeah, Fernandez certainly to be credited with coming in from the secondary and branching to his right, tipping the ball away before Justin Carey could get his hands on it.
8:26 to go in the first quarter. Score is zeros. Ambridge not able to move the ball at all on their first possession. In fact, lost 4 yards in that position. Referees now calling timeout on this, and that they are waving themselves for the timeout. They want Tyke Hayes to go to the sideline, and he is going to the sideline and is going to be looked at by somebody, and Cameron Lindsay is coming in to take his position just to the right of Quentin Good. 2 tight ends, wide receivers on each side, and Cameron Lindsay over on the left-hand side, runs it over the edge, gets the edge, has it all the way inside the 10-yard line, down near the 5.
Yeah, they needed 9. He picks up 26, it looks like. But Cam Lindsay, we've seen that out of him before. He was great in the State West Final against Allentown Central Catholic last December, and he shows it again here. He had – Mangino, the bottom line is this. He had absolutely no warm-up time. You know, Tyke came out, they tapped him on his shoulder, he goes into the game. And this is what he can do with absolutely no warning call.
Aliquippa, regular formation.
Was there movement,
and now there is a penalty, and it looks as though, according to the near line judge, it's an offsides call against Ambridge, half the distance to the goal. These are some of the small issues that both coaches talk about the penalties that they have to get under control if they want to see themselves victorious and be able to move on in this conference. Now, Quentin Good under center. 2 running backs behind him. Handoff to Cameron Lindsay, and immediately stopped. Great penetration on the play by Ambridge.
Yeah, Xavier Lewis comes in from his linebacking spot. He was able to shoot the gap and off the left side of the Aliquippa offensive line and pretty much greet Cam Lindsay as soon as he got the handoff.
7:23 to go in the first quarter. No score. Ball set right in the middle of the field at the 7-yard line. It is 2nd and goal to go for Aliquippa. Takes a snap. Hands off to Tyke Hayes over the left-hand side. He has the corner, gets the end zone. This time it's a Tyke Hayes touchdown.
Yes, and again, it's called a bounce play where he heads to the line of scrimmage, decides what he might want to do, and then when he sees an opening to the outside, he takes it, and it winds up a 7-yard touchdown run for the Quips.
Aliquippa on special teams. Malachi Shagog has had considerable success with points after touchdown this year. He has he's converted 11 of them out of 25. The kick is up and good, and he is more of an older style kicker, one of those straight-on kickers from way back in the day. My goodness, you got to go back to at least when I was a kid to see a kicker like that.
Yeah, that's for sure. It was the Gogolaks who came in from Hungary with the first soccer-style place kickers in the 1960s, and then the fad became a trend.
And I did not know that backstory. That's a good backstory.
Charlie and Peter.
Nice. All right, so now it is Ambridge trailing Aliquippa 7-0, 7:05 to go in the first quarter. We'll come back with more in 30 seconds here on Beaver County Radio.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
And we're back. I'm Mangino along with Bruce Fine. Mike Azadian on the sideline. We'll check in with Mike again coming up in just a couple of moments. Malachi Shagog set up to kick the ball off to Ambridge. It is a short kick to one of the up men. Ambridge able to get that. Looks as though trying to make sure I get a correct identifier on who it is that got the ball over at Ambridge. Was it maybe a Martise Priest, number 16? Is that what you saw,
Yes,
Bruce?
he had the football, and again, anybody on that kick return team, they're not looking for a flashy run. Just handle the football and hang on to it, cradle it, even if you're down on one knee. 35 is not bad field position, but Ambridge has to make something happen from there.
1st and 10 at the 35 on the near hash marks as the team is going from right to left as you are picturing it. If you're watching it on Facebook, then you're able to see everything as it takes place. All you have to do is find us, WBVP, WNBA on Facebook, and you can watch the game live right there. Adam Fernandez under center takes a snap, going back, looking for someone over the right-hand side, rolls to the right, throws to the right, and into the out of bounds into the bench area, and there is a flag on the play near side judge throwing some yellow laundry on the field.
Yeah, there's one on the far sideline by the Ambridge bench, and there's one on the near sideline as well. We'll let the officials sort that out.
Ambridge here needing to have some success. The last drive, they were only able to move the ball 1 yard over the course of a couple of plays, and then the third down play, they end up losing 5 yards on it. So they finished the drive with a -4, and now they're looking at a 1st and 15 from their own 30-yard line, and they're looking for something that they can put together that is going to show some degree of success at this point. Adam Fernandez once again under center. Man in motion, 2 men in motion. Referees let that happen, and an incomplete pass as he tried to throw it out to the flat to Carlito Chandler.
Right, and again, there's another flag down. Now, Cam Lindsay tried to shoot the gap. He tried a little bit of a blitz there. We'll see if he was offsides or not, but I would think it was something relevant to offsides.
It looks as though, from what I'm reading from the referee, that there was an illegal shift that was eventually called. They decided to decline that penalty.
Yes.
And now it is 2nd and 15 for Ambridge from their own 30-yard line. So Aliquippa, this is pretty much what they would want to start off a game, holding the Ambridge to a punt, taking the ball, scoring a touchdown, and now making it difficult for Ambridge to go anywhere. Quick handoff over the right-hand side, and that picked up no yards at all on the play. Aliquippa just swarming in their defense to stop the run.
Yeah, they come right in and make the play. And again, this, you mentioned -4 on their first series. They're looking at minus yardage on this series as well, unless they can pull something off on 3rd down and long.
3rd and 15, running clock, 6:23 to go in the first quarter. Ball once again on the near hash mark. And this is not where you want to be, where you have to pick up long downage distances here in this 3rd down play. Adam Fernandez under center I formation, tight end to the right. He's looking over his left-hand side, finds a receiver, Adam Udovic, and it's tipped and intercepted. Yep. Tyke Hayes has it, looking for some blockers over the left edge, has them, and is sprinting up the sideline. He's a 15-10, and then knocked out of bounds. It looks as though it's going to be a 1st and goal. Tyke Hayes on the interception off of a tip ball.
Yeah, I'm saying that the ball was intercepted at the 45, right on the cusp, right on the edge of the Quip logo painted on the field. So that being said, give him credit for a 48-yard interception.
It is now 1st and goal. They're set up at the Ambridge 7. What an interception on that tip ball. And it was going to be, if Grant Uvidich was able to pull it in enough for the first down yardage, is just barely beyond his outstretched hands. Tyke Hayes making a great play to catch that tip ball and then run it back.
There's a reaction drill that people do in football all the time, and he reacted real well, came up with a pick.
Quentin Good now is in the shotgun formation. Looks as though it's Cameron Lindsay to his right hip, hands it off to Lindsay, and he's able to get up over the 5-yard line, close to the 4.
Yeah, Aliquippa, they're pretty much in a power situation. We've said it before in our coverage of high school football. When you're deep down in these 1st, 2nd, and goal situations, there's not a lot of room for receivers to run pass patterns, so the running play becomes more popular.
Aliquippa coming to the line. Quentin Good in the shotgun formation. Cameron Lindsay to his right side. Wide receiver split wide, left and right, tight end. It looks as though he was attempting an inside handoff, or a pitch, if you will, to Cameron Lindsay, and then wasn't able to make that pitch, kept it himself, and lost a yard on the play. Just got a correction on that. Number 1 is quarterback Marquise Council Jr. He's a sophomore. And it looks as though Quentin Good is now back in at quarterback now.
He played a lot. He's a big kid. He was a freshman last year in basketball, got a lot of quality minutes, and I would think that he's the quarterback of the future here.
Fakes the handoff, play action pass, rolling to his right, finds a man, touchdown. We have a signal?
Yes,
we do.
We have fireworks also.
Yes, we do. If you're not able to see this for yourself, first of all, the crowd is absolutely fantastic here. It's a capacity crowd to watch this game tonight. Wonderful facilities, lights and everything, and now Aliquippa up 13-0 on Ambridge.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. With all the people standing up, I never saw it. I can't make something up, but it certainly is a touchdown, Aliquippa.
It was a great play-action pass with a rollout to the right, able to find his tight end, believe Jace Williams, and just over the end zone, caught that ball and just tucked it right in and was able to pick up 6 for it. 14-0 Aliquippa over Ambridge, 4:22 to go in the first quarter. More coming up on Beaver County Radio.
The local McDonald's restaurants are proud to be partners with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring Beaver County high school football games all season long. Stop into any of the local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burritos, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Text McHire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it.
14-0 Aliquippa over Ambridge. 4:22 to go in the first quarter. And this has really been, Bruce, an all Aliquippa first quarter. Ambridge is not able to get anything going.
Right. I feel bad for Ambridge in that they just can't seem to move the football.
What a hit. My goodness, Martise Priest was once again the recipient of the football, but he got absolutely leveled on that kickoff return right around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I believe it was Marquez Coleman wearing jersey 85 who applied the hit. But Ambridge, again, it's one thing to not make the sticks, but they got to at least try to get some positive yardage in this situation.
First series, they lost 4 yards ultimately in their drive. That last play, Last series, they were at 3rd and 15 with the interception, and now Adam Fernandez taking the handoff to the left side, rolling to the right, looking for some yardage, able to pick up 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, and it looked to me like I'm not. It looked like Langmeyer made the tackle for Aliquippa, but wearing jersey 0, coming up out of the secondary. But the bottom line is Ambridge at least got some positive yardage here. This is their 3rd possession. Let's see if they can make a first down.
2nd and 7, 3:40 to go in a running clock in the first quarter. Ball is between the hash marks right at the 33-yard line. Man in motion. Fernandez looking back to pass, rolling to his right, finds a man, and is not able to make the connection. He was looking for Grant Uvidich, but not able to complete that pass.
Yeah, Uvidich bravely dove for the football, and apparently it was trapped. It hit the turf. It was a little bit about a yard or 2 short of the sticks. It was a valiant effort, but he was just unable to get his arms underneath it to make it a legal catch.
3rd and 7 for Ambridge as they're looking for something at this point. Coming up to the line of scrimmage, Adam Fernandez brings them up. 3 wide receivers to the right, actually 2 in more of a tight end position. Once again takes a snap, rolling to his right, looking for a receiver, has him. What a great pass, what a great catch. Looks as though it's Grant Uvidich.
Yeah, no doubt that he was, and he was able to get behind the coverage on the right-hand side. So that's a huge pickup for Ambridge, not only in terms of yardage in the first down, but in their overall confidence in the game.
So now it is 1st and 10. They are in plus territory, in Aliquippa territory at the 43-yard line. Ball is set up on the far hash mark. Adam Fernandez bringing his team up once again under center. Man in motion, 2 to the left. Looking for his running back out the left side, and just not able.
But let's see. They're very. We're right at the line of scrimmage. They're very fortunate that was not ruled a lateral.
It was very close.
You saw what I saw.
Yes, absolutely. Carlito Chandler came out of the backfield and was just barely in front of Adam Fernandez as he was trying to hit him in the flat.
Right. Ambridge tries to. We saw that pass against Freedom, and it's very, very near being a lateral, and that would have been another turnover, but it's ruled a forward pass and an incompletion.
Fernandez back to pass, once again looking down the right-hand side, trying to find a man, and Grant Uvidich just beyond his reach into the sideline, just overshot him.
Yeah, it would remain to be seen if that pass could have been defended by Aliquippa, but we'll never know because it arrived off of the play of field, a little bit out of bounds in the far corner.
3rd and 10. Once again, it's these difficult distances for Ambridge to have to manage. They were able to convert the last time on a great pass from Adam Fernandez to Grant Uvidich down the right-hand sideline, and they're looking for another opportunity here to be able to extend this drive, to put some points up and make this a closer game. But right now, 14-0, the Quips over the Bridgers. And now one of the officials has come in, stood over the ball, and decided to stop play.
Yeah, they were substituting footballs from one to the other. That was a little bit of a delay.
Okay. Grant Uvidich is in motion. Fernandez rolling to his left, getting his feet underneath him, finds a man. Grant Uvidich over the middle, catches it, turns upfield, and is able to extend that play and get that first down.
Yeah, that's a you give a gold star to Fernandez in that situation. He faced a heavy rush from Aliquippa. He was rolling to his left side, too, which is not favorable for a right-handed quarterback. So he was able to stop and come back pretty much against his body and find Uvidich, who made a great adjustment over the middle.
Bridgers, what a great drive that they're having at this point, and able to get into Aliquippa territory in deep. Snap back to Fernandez. He decides to keep it running over the left-hand side, and it looks as though he's going to have no gain, maybe a couple of inches at best.
Yeah, that was a design quarterback run all the way. It looked like Khalil Good came up out of the secondary and made the tackle, but there's no question about that. That was designed to Fernandez all the way out.
Bridgers 2nd and 10, ball on the 27, 1:43 to go in the first quarter. The substituting personnel.
Yeah,
they're taking their time. I think this is a good idea that they're taking their time on this and not rushing.
Well, they are down to 7 on the play clock, so in this case they might have stretched it a little bit much as we see Ambridge jumps off sides.
And Ambridge is pointing over at Aliquippa, and it looks as though they may be able to get that. Referee with the call.
There it is.
Offsides against Aliquippa.
There it is.
So Ambridge picks up 5.
Yeah, my apologies to the Bridgers on the far side. Specifically, it looked like Nathan Sheffield who was involved, and he's a lot closer to the scene than we are. He saw what happened and acted accordingly.
2nd and 5 now for Ambridge. They're on the near hash mark, set up at the 22-yard line. The best drive of the night so far for Ambridge as they continue to move this ball. They're all packed in tight. Big setup is in place. They're looking for a play over the middle. Pass to Grant Uvidich. Touchdown. Adam Fernandez right over the middle. Grant Uvidich split the defensive backs and scores.
Yeah, no question about it. Ambridge players, Cam Lindsay standing out there, they're in a little bit of state of shock in that how did Uvidich get so wide open as Ambridge certainly celebrates a touchdown. Let's see that here. Listen, there's our replay. Look, he's thrown right from the 30, right down the middle.
Yes.
There's 3 Aliquippa players in the vicinity, but not exactly on Uvidich. So for my money, here's one more replay. That's going to go as a 22-yard touchdown reception. Great job by Curtis Walsh in catching that instant replay.
Beautiful pass, beautiful catch, and now Ambridge is getting ready.
Well, there's a flag down on the field, down near the pylon.
Penalty against Aliquippa.
Yes, and this is always decision-making time for the team with the point attempt. Did they use that short yardage to try to run or pass? No, it appears that they will still go with Reeves as the kicker.
And Braden Reeves back. Calls for the snap, hold, kick up, and it's good. So now it's 14-7 with 1:05 to go in the first quarter. The Quips lead the Bridgers here on Beaver County Radio.
Copico's Pizza on the corner of 3rd and 8th Street in New Brighton uses the best ingredients in Beaver County. That's Kopickos. Copico's, where you can dine in, take out, or order online. Copico's has great lunch specials on junior pizzas, burgers and fries, Italian hoagies, and fish and chicken sandwiches. Copico's makes their own dough and unique sauce from scratch daily. Get 25% off wings with any pizza order at Copicos.com. That's Copico's Pizza in New Brighton, a taste above the rest.
Let's get him going.
3 key receptions by Grant Uvidich, including that 22-yard touchdown reception by Adam Fernandez to get the score within a one-score game, 14-7, Aliquippa over Ambridge. And even though Adam Fernandez throwing that one pass to Grant Uvidich where it was a tip ball, wasn't able to bring it in to cause the interception that led to a touchdown, still believing in that connection, Coach Sherman going to it consistently on that drive.
Yeah, and no doubt. And again, it's for someone here, it's a unique situation seeing Mike Smianik, Ambridge's offensive coordinator, and Ambridge goes for the onside kick. I don't think, did it go 10 yards?
It sure looks that way. Aliquippa is sending out their defense, and Ambridge is just absolutely elated with this. Are we going to be able to get an instant replay on that onside kick? Because it was absolutely stunning that they were going to do something like that. I wasn't prepared for that whatsoever. Here it comes on the instant replay, and was able to jump right on it just beyond, right at the 50-yard line. Went about the 10 yards, bounced off of a Quip.
Yeah, I guess that's what it apparently hit off a quip and then bounced back over the 50. But
yes,
in any event, credit Sherman McBride. He's here to win the game.
Yep, very aggressive play call. Inside handoff to the fullback. Number 26 got the call. Xavier Lewis, man, that we called his name and his number a lot in that Freedom game a few weeks ago.
Yeah, no question about it. So the bottom line is Ambridge does come up with a shocker. You know, we see, again, Mike Smianik is the offensive coordinator for Ambridge. It's I don't know what to say other than it is a difference to see him pacing the far sideline here at Aliquippa. That's unusual. But here he is, and here goes the Bridgers.
Second down, 24 seconds left to go in the first quarter, under 10 seconds on the play clock, and it looks as though that Ambridge is content.
No, they called timeout. They took a time.
Okay.
I don't think they were content with what was going on offensively.
So they take a timeout with 24 seconds left. Let's go ahead and take a timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
When life brings the great outdoors indoors, you need a reliable washer and dryer with the ability to enhance cleaning and sanitize your laundry. See the experts at AK Nahas to determine a laundry pair that works the best for your family. Whether it's the durability of commercial cleaning like Speed Queen and Maytag, or the capacity and power steam cleaning of GE and Whirlpool, AK Nahas has it all. Cleaning is believing. See it all at AK Nahas Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
14-7 in the first quarter, 24 seconds left to go. Ambridge deciding to take a timeout there, make sure they have everything in order. Adam Fernandez under center, two running backs in the backfield with him. Hands off once again to the fullback over the right-hand side, and Xavier Lewis able to pick up maybe a yard on the play and sets up a third down.
Yeah, it's traditionally difficult to run outside against Aliquippa because their down people have such good lateral movement, and that was the case again here, is that Lewis, who's a big guy, he still was barely able to fall forward and pick up 1 yard.
At the end of one, it's 14-7, Aliquippa over Ambridge on Beaver County Radio.
When accidents and injuries happen, you need the experience and insight of the legal team at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, a law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, helping you put your life back together. Attorney Joe George.
You worry about getting better. You worry about taking care of the medical side of things. We'll take care of all the legal side. I don't want you worrying about whether a letter needs to go out to an insurance company. You worry about getting to your doctor's appointments. You worry about getting your physical therapy appointments. You worry about getting better. If you have to have surgery, you worry about take you back and forth to the surgical center or the hospital. And all those things, I try to put my client at ease from the standpoint of, look, this is where things are going to go. You just worry about getting there on your side of things.
For your initial consultation, call the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George at 724-658-8535 or online at lgkg.com. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, keeping promises for over 80 years.
Start of the second quarter. Ambridge now moving from left to right as you're listening on the radio. Don't forget you can always watch the game live on Facebook right now. Just key in Beaver County Radio. What a great pass and catch. Adam Fernandez fading back, throws it over to Grant Uvidich over on the left-hand side, catches it between the 30 and the 35, and then is able to break a tackle and get all the way inside the 30-yard line of Aliquippa.
Right. The key on that play was Uvidich was able to make the reception at the Aliquippa 49. He was engaged with a defender to see if it would be a first down or not, and he broke through that defender and wound up getting additional yardage down the sideline. But the key was when he was met at the 41, he broke through and succeeded in the sticks.
Adam Fernandez matching up and meeting up with Grant Uvidich consistently through this first quarter. That last drive that led to a touchdown, and now this drive. Down now to the 1st and 10 at the Aliquippa 25-yard line. Hand off to Chandler over the left-hand side, able to pick up big yardage and getting nearly a first down. It's still not going down, and he's beyond the 15-yard line all the way down into the 13, 14-yard line.
Yeah, you can tell me what you think. My belief is that was the widest hole that Ambridge has opened up tonight in Aliquippa's defensive line.
Absolutely. And ultimately, Sherman McBride, coach, talked about this, is that clearly Carlito Chandler at nearly 220 has the strength, has the speed. He just needs a little bit of a hole to open up. They open up a huge hole on that play. Adam Fernandez now. Inside handoff to Carlito Chandler. Oh, I'm sorry.
Lewis.
To Lewis. Xavier Lewis over the right-hand side just off the center and able to get the touchdown. Now it's 14-13. Ambridge getting ready to tie this game up.
Yeah, I believe that's going to go as a 5-yard run. I'm so sorry, a 4-yard run. But in any event, he was able – it was a deep handoff, but he came right to the line and saw an opening to the outside, bounced off it, and Ambridge driving right towards the full moon to our right here at Aliquippa. Now it looks like the right side of Aliquippa has jumped. It appears that way. We'll see how it plays out.
And the referee just called the penalty against Aliquippa.
But see, Reeves goes off the field. That's what makes you believe that Ambridge is going to go for 2.
Yes. Adam Fernandez still on the field as the quarterback. Now it's a half a distance to the goal. It's set up on the 1-yard line. And Ambridge looking for every extra point they can get, if you will, in this extra point, looking for that 2-point conversion.
Certainly Matthews is in there defensively for Aliquippa. He's a big guy. Now who calls timeout? There's clearly one on the field.
Aliquippa just called timeout. With Aliquippa's timeout, we'll take a quick timeout with them. 30 seconds. Back with more on Beaver County Radio.
No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Memories is one many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
Yeah, set it up the way you like it so you can see. Mike Azadian's on the sideline. Mike, what do you see?
Hey, guys. You didn't see me there, but hey, fire the fourth, that second touchdown, and I was talking to Walker on the sidelines as well. I'm going to walk to the Aliquippa sideline. That's where I'll be.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate that. Ambridge now going for the 2-point conversion. They're inside the 1 because of an Aliquippa penalty. Adam Fernandez decided to keeping it himself with a quarterback sneak, and the referees are coming in. There isn't a signal at this point. Referees continue to come in from the 2 far sidelines and still waiting for a signal. And then
There's
finally,
no good.
They're saying it's no good.
Yeah,
Adam was not able to get across that goal line for the 2-point conversion.
Right. He tried to go to his immediate left off of the left of the center, and Aliquippa met him and drove him, and apparently they drove him back. So that Aliquippa preserves a 1-point lead, but credit Ambridge, the Bridgers, for trying on the extra point from 1.5 yards out.
14-13, 11-16 to go in the second quarter. More on Beaver County Radio.
Al's Corner is not just for gas. Well, you are right. They offer gas, of course, but also fresh food and snacks every day. Let them do the cooking. They make fresh subs on their homemade bread daily. They offer hot foods like Taco Tuesday, Fish on Friday, plus wraps, salads, to mention a few. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make a visit to Al's Corner in Koppel. Planning a graduation party? Call Al's today to place your order. May your party be the envy of your family and friends. Follow them on Facebook for their daily specials. That's Al's Corner on the corner off Route 18 and 351 in Koppel.
If you were listening to the first 5 minutes of this game, there's no way that you would have expected as you tune back in that the score would be 14-13. Aliquippa only up by a point after that failed 2-point conversion. We now have ourselves a football game. You got to wonder now, Ambridge, Coach Sherman, do you go for an onside kick back-to-back kickoffs?
That would be a bit presumptuous, but anything's possible in football. Aliquippa is certainly not on the – well, they're a few yards from the 50, but they'll be watching Reeves very carefully.
They definitely stared that ball down. This kick by Reeves into the end zone, and they are taking the touchback. It'll now be 1st and 10 for Aliquippa from the 20-yard line of Aliquippa. So Aliquippa may be a little bit surprised at this point, considering they're up 14-0, and now all of a sudden Ambridge now
anybody is. Believe me, crowds across western Pennsylvania will be oohing and ahhing when people say Aliquippa 14, Ambridge 13. That's just not the expected result. That doesn't mean it might not change, but at this point it's an unexpected result.
So now Aliquippa taking possession at their 20-yard line, set up right in the middle of the field. Quentin Good under center. One wide receiver over to his right, one to his left. Tyke Hayes deep in the backfield, fullback, hand off to Tyke Hayes up the middle, breaking it over the left-hand side, has a corner, and he's sprinting for the end zone. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tyke Hayes.
Yeah, that'll go as an 80-yarder. He basically lowered his shoulder on someone who met him at the line of scrimmage and then continued down the sideline. Let's see what our replay calls for here. But Tyke Hayes pretty much made contact near the line of scrimmage and was able to break through down the sideline. There it goes. Tyke, again, he runs leg number 3 on the 4x100 for Aliquippa. He's an accomplished track guy. He's got breakaway speed.
Yeah, once you get him out in open space, you can forget about it. And now they're set up for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Now the Quips up 21-13, building an 8-point lead with 11:02 to go in the second quarter. More of Quip Bridgers football coming up on Beaver County Radio.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man. You got me.
Beaver believe in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $344 a month, or a new Ultima Premium package for only a month. Plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like
at Beaver County Auto.
After making his commitment known earlier this week that he is going to have his collegiate career at Penn State, a statement run by Tyke Hayes, 80-yard touchdown just moments ago to make the Quips 21-13 leaders over the Bridgers. Kickoff short, and it is now a 1st and 10 for the Bridgers at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, that was fielded by the young man Darren Cox, who had that great kickoff return against Freedom, but this time Aliquippa swarms him in on kickoff coverage.
Every coach is concerned about that big play, that splash play, that the term that people like to use right now. And it's you got to wonder how demoralizing it is to have a consistent long drive and then all of a sudden you get close and then one play and now you're down by 8 points once again. Back to pass, Fernandez finding no one as he throws it over to the left-hand side, and the referee calling for a flag. Incomplete pass clearly signaled, but he also has a flag on the field that he threw around the Aliquippa 47-yard line, right around the numbers.
Nathan Sheffield was the receiver for Ambridge on the far sideline. We'll take a look at it, and it's going to be a hold against Aliquippa. So that will give Ambridge pretty much a first down in this situation.
Yeah, holding penalty, 10-yard penalty in high school Holding penalties we are more familiar with on the pro side. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. In high school, it's 10 yards. That 10 yards automatically resulting in its first down. And so now it's 1st and 10 from the 48, Ambridge's own 48. Ball set up on the near hash mark. Adam Fernandez under center, one running back behind him. He fades back to pass, looking over to the left-hand side, finds a man, number 26, Xavier Lewis, and he was immediately met just a 1-yard gain on that play.
Yeah, it was a good play call by Ambridge, but it was just even better execution by Aliquippa to come in and make the stop.
Ambridge now looking at a 2nd and 9, ball on their own 49-yard line on the far hash mark. And they are looking to keep this drive alive. In fact, that was one of the few passes that Adam Fernandez threw to someone besides Grant Uvidich.
Yeah, the only other target was Sheffield on the previous play.
Inside handoff to Xavier Lewis up the middle, able to pick up a couple of yards, able to make it into Aliquippa territory, and he was stopped at the 49-yard line of Aliquippa.
And it certainly is Ambridge's intention to try to pick up the funny thing is that Aliquippa scored so quickly. Aliquippa's only had 4:27 time of possession, and that has been doubled by Ambridge, who has well over 8 minutes, but it's still Aliquippa in the lead because of their quick strike offense.
Sherman McBride seeing something he didn't like and decided to call a timeout. So with 9:38 to go in the second quarter, we'll call timeout 2. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
From the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth, I'm Robert Mangino along with Bruce Fry, Mike Azadian on the sideline. And let's see if we can check in with Mike. Mike, are you there?
Guys, hear me. I'm underneath the goalpost over here, and we're having some technical difficulties, but I can get to the sideline.
Mike, we will continue to work on getting those technical difficulties addressed. Fernandez back to pass, finds a man, Grant Uvidich once again deep over the middle and splitting defenders, and it's now 1st and 10 at the Aliquippa 14-yard line.
Yeah, that ball again delivered right down the middle. To me, it was a carbon copy of the pass that we saw earlier. Brandon Banks was back there defensively, but Uvidich makes the play. It was pretty much right down the middle. We've seen that a lot this week. We saw Kenny Pickett do it Sunday night in Las Vegas. We saw Ambridge do this in the first quarter. Now we just see it again in the second quarter, throwing it right down the middle of the field.
Adam Fernandez, everybody's in tight, handoff to Carlito Chandler up the middle, and it goes nowhere, setting up a 2nd and 10. You have to respect that Ambridge continues to try to keep it balanced. Some pass plays, some run plays to keep everybody honest.
No question. I haven't seen Aliquippa give up passing yardage like this since the game at Cumberland Valley when Stone Saunders, the highly touted quarterback from Bishop McDevitt, had 4 touchdown passes. So, and again, I'm sure Aliquippa will make corrections, but for now, Ambridge is finding its way through the sky.
21-13, 8:30 to go in the second quarter.
Oh, they dropped the snap.
There was a fumble on the snap. Adam Fernandez able to fall on it, snatch it back, and it is now a 3rd and 11. Ball is set, 3rd and 13. Ball is set up on the 17-yard line.
Yes, so that's unfortunate. Right, as we see that is the ball is simply dropped, and again, good work on the replay. It's dropped, and Fernandez just pounces on it to save possession. You can see him on our screen there, Mike Smianik with the play call, sending it in.
And now Ambridge on the play clock. They are under 10 seconds, 9, 7. They are substituting players. It looks as though they're going to have to take another timeout here with only 1 second left, and then a timeout. Coach Sherman McBride calling timeout, showing a degree of frustration that he had to do that and burn off yet another timeout in this half. We'll take a timeout with them. 7:34 to go in the second quarter. Quips up 21-13 on Beaver County Radio.
J. Young Refuse in Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 34 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceed safety and service throughout the day while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. Call them today at 724-495-6199 with any questions you may have.
We are back. Other games around the county to pay attention to. We are waiting for scores on Beaver area and Brentwood, Beaver Falls, Riverside, Blackhawk, Central Valley, Cornell, Burgettstown. We'll get details about all of those scores coming up with the Fry Transportation Update Desk in just a matter of moments. Adam Fernandez in the shotgun, back to pass, finds a man over the middle, not able to connect and overthrown, and it sets up a 4th and 13.
Uvidich actually was open, but the pass is overthrown. We just saw in replay, he was pretty much open because they had several defenders ranging right, and he comes back to his right, so he did break free for a little bit, and then all of a sudden the pass is overthrown. But we do see on our screen several of the games of interest, including in the John Rosa Bowl. Western Beaver leads Freedom 26-0. John Rosa, longtime coach and athletic director at Freedom, returning as AD and assistant coach at Western Beaver. The Golden Beavers out in front of the Bulldogs.
Mike Warfield has to be upset at this point. 4th and 13 now, a 4th and 8. Another penalty on Aliquippa, pre-snap penalty. So Ambridge now setting up for the field goal attempt.
Rees is good from this far. We'll see how it plays.
Yeah, I was watching him in the pregame, and he was really nailing them from this distance even further back.
Block.
But it was a block kick. They were able to get right through the middle of the line, and now it recovered by Aliquippa and out to the 35-yard line. What a stop. He was able to come right through that line up the middle to be able to block that kick. He was almost there before.
Well, there were almost 3 people almost there. So that Aliquippa putting on a little bit of a furious pass rush. You can see it on left of our screen. They came from the left edge defensively to make the block, and that certainly is the kind of play that can turn a game around.
7:09 to go in the second quarter. The Quips up 21-13 over Ambridge. And Ambridge is now having a blocked field goal attempt. Aliquippa now set up at their own 36-yard line. It's on the far hash mark. Quentin Good is in the shotgun formation. Tyke Haste was left-hand side. Everybody is out in a pass pattern. Good looking for somebody to throw it to. Has a man, and it is intercepted
by Fernandez.
Adam Fernandez, able in one-on-one coverage, is able to get it. But there is a flag.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's see the replay. There it is. 2 young men vying for the football. Brandon Banks was the receiver. Now, the other thing is we'd have to take a look on replay. Let's see if he's over the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3. It's really close. That part's really close, whether Cheese Good was over the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And now we're waiting for the official call here. And it's a little confusing. Here comes the official call from the referee. Pass interference, Ambridge. And so it remains the Aliquippa ball.
Yep.
Pass interference call. And it is an automatic first down for Aliquippa.
Yes, at their own 36. So that remains, that was the call. That was, again, that play involved the 2 players vying for a ball in a so-called jump ball situation. This I'm trying to figure out now. It's all the way. It goes 10 yards further,
Yes.
so that Aliquippa is in Ambridge territory.
Yeah, from the 36 of Aliquippa now to the 49 of
Okay,
Ambridge.
right.
First and 10 from the 49. Quentin Good, shotgun. Inside handoff to Tyke Hayes over the right-hand side, looking for an opening. Doesn't seem to find one, and he is now about a we'll call it a 4-yard gain. 4-yard gain.
I would label that the most successful defensive situation by Ambridge against the run tonight. That was one where they were able to come up and give run support and shut down Hayes.
Quick scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Central Valley 14-7 over Blackhawk. Beaver Falls 14-6 over Riverside. Western Beaver 26-0 over Freedom. More coming up in a moment. Good back to pass, finds a man over the middle, catches it, puts a move and a spin, and finally brought down around the 36-37 line of Ambridge.
Yeah, DeMarcus Walker lines up as a flanker. He makes the catch and heads towards the inside and is able to pick up good yards after the catch.
Mohawk 7, Elwood City 0, Southside 22, Summit Academy 7, and Rochester 28-7, all scores courtesy of the Fry Transportation Update Desk. It is first and 10, 5:55 to go in the second quarter. Clock is running. Ball is set up in the middle of the field. Aliquippa is looking to continue to extend this drive. Quentin Good in the shotgun. Pitches it out to Tyke Hayes on the left-hand side. A little bit of a stutter step, and getting out to the sideline is able to get all the way out to about the 30-yard line. Big gain for Tyke Hayes.
Yeah, good lateral movement by Ambridge to at least make the stop. That's never easy, swarming a guy that big and that fast. But it looked like Priest was on the far sideline making the tackle for Ambridge. Again, the short ball being hiked from the left hash mark.
Second and 3 for Aliquippa. Takes the inside handoff to Tyke Hayes, goes to pitch it to Cameron Lindsay. The ball falls on the ground, and I'm not sure how they're ruling it at this point.
It's an incomplete. It was an incomplete shovel pass to Cam Lindsay, so it reverts back to the previous line of scrimmage.
3rd and 3 now for Aliquippa. It looked as though it was something that could be a nice play, but just not.
Well, there were Ambridge defenders there also. Ambridge was able to shoot the gap that time in good pursuit. Specifically, it was Kohler on the inside of the line.
Quentin Good handing off to Tyke Hayes over the right-hand side, finds the edge, gets the first down and a whole lot more. He's all the way inside the 20 now of Ambridge. Great run, able to dart and twist and turn to pick up the first down.
Yeah, it takes multiple people by Ambridge to bring him down as he breaks a tackle or two on the far sideline, but he is able to come up and Ambridge is able to slow him down. It's pretty much, I wouldn't say it's mandatory, but it would be certainly big for Ambridge to somehow make a stop here as Aliquippa is driving.
Yep. You're consistently in 4-down territory when you are this close inside the red zone, and they do not have many field goal attempts, if any, so far.
This is Aliquippa's 4th possession offensively. They've scored touchdowns the first 3 times.
Quentin Good takes the ball, snaps, passes it out to the flat, finds a receiver, touchdown.
Yeah, DeMarcus Walker. Yeah,
is that Ari? I think that was Harrison Walker.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 5. But either way, it's a Walker and it's a touchdown for Aliquippa at 4:47 to play in the half.
And now they go up 27-13. A wonderfully executed play to find a man and create the opening.
Let's take a look at this again. There's the pass in the flat.
It's difficult to be able to see the number there.
Yeah, it's pretty much number 5 as he takes it in stride and gets into the end zone. You can barely see that that's a single-digit jersey. It's DeMarcus Walker with the touchdown, and the kick also winds up good, so it's a perfect 4 out of 4 for Shagog.
28-13, 4:47 to go in the second quarter. More coming up on Beaver County Radio.
The Standard Bar and Grill on the river in Bridgewater is the place to enjoy summer. A great atmosphere, delicious food, and plenty of drinks are what you'll find at The Standard. The Standard in Bridgewater is boater friendly and has their own dock. DJs and live bands on Fridays and Saturday nights, an outside bar, an area to dance, and a beautiful view from their patio are just a few of the amenities at The Standard. That's The Standard Bar and Grill in Bridgewater.
Quentin Good on the season coming into this game, 34 of 64 for four interceptions, but 7 touchdowns tonight is absolutely fantastic in his performance. Last week, 3 touchdowns and the game winner with just seconds remaining. And they are now leading 28-13 Aliquippa over Ambridge. It's interesting, Bruce, as you look at this game where it was 2 quick touchdowns by Aliquippa, and then Ambridge gets it within a point, and then it's 2 more quick touchdowns by Aliquippa to extend the lead by 15 points. Now, Fernandez taking the kick return up the middle, able to make a couple of moves all the way out beyond the 40-yard line for Ambridge to get some good starting field position.
Very courageous performance by Fernandez. Again, he looks a little bit gimpy after being met on that one. You can just see in his walk over to the sideline, it's not quite the same as it might have been before, and we'll see if I would think that he's still going to take snaps on offense as quarterback, but that's what we'll find out.
Yeah, their backup quarterback, A.J. Grace, and I was talking with Coach McBride earlier, and he likes it, Grace, in the lineup. I don't know that he. Yeah, Enzo Cottrell was just coming in from the sideline with the play, but he's going back out to his wide receiver position. They're set up 3 wide to the left-hand side.
And it winds up being Uvidich at quarterback.
Grant Uvidich at quarterback. And that was something going back to the Freedom game that A.J. Grace was the starter, but they were willing to put Uvidich in that position, thinking, listen, we want to make sure that one of our most explosive, talented players has the ball as much as possible.
Yeah, we can see Fernandez standing on the sideline. It's not like he's on the bench getting attended to. He's got a towel there on the sideline, but he just has a little bit of gimp in his stride, even when he's walking. Now he's out there about ready to talk to Coach Mike Smianik. It looks like they're going to send him back in, but the play clock hasn't started yet, so they do have a little bit of time. As I guess there's a penalty on Ambridge. That's why play has ceased.
They are now back to their own 29-yard line. So they were at their 41, and the scoreboard says 1st and 10. But now it looks as though it's more like a 1st and 22.
But yeah,
at that play. So there must have been a holding penalty.
Fernandez is back on the field.
Yes. Fernandez, I formation behind him, back to pass, looking for somebody. Pressure's coming down, and a big sack all the way back to the 18, and a flag now in on the play.
Right. Well, the only thing you could think of, would there be a face mask on that play? That's the question that we would ask. It looked to me like a sack. It looked to me like a sack from the far side. It seemed like it might have been Rico Miller coming in on the sack.
Yep.
But let's take a look at the official and their motions.
Yeah, the referee is calling for a face mask penalty. And they are moving it from what was the 29, and they're calling it a 15-yard penalty, which will result in an automatic first down for Ambridge.
Yes. So the Bridgers not quite to midfield yet, but certainly with 4:10 left could make a move.
Correction. They gave them the 15 yards. It's not an automatic first down. It is now a 1st and 7 from the 44. They have to get to the Aliquippa 49 for a first down.
Aliquippa, I should say Ambridge, we should review for our listeners, has no timeouts left. We should point that out at this point. Some other scores, Rachi leads Laurel 28-7. Moon over South Fayette 14-3. Moon is resurgent in 5A. They had that big win at Penn Hills not long ago. And this is the first night of section play for 5A because they only have 6 teams in the section. So they only have 5 games, and they started in this week, the 6th week of the season.
Fernandez back under center, full backfield, handoff to Carlito Chandler over the left-hand side, able to pick up a few yards on the play. We'll call it a gain of about 3. They're out to the 47-yard line.
Right, but the big difference is on 1st and 10, picking up 3 is not such a big deal, but on 1st and 7, it is a big deal. So it winds up being second, and I'd say a long 4 or perhaps 5. But certainly Ambridge is capable of running the football.
Adam Fernandez under center, 3 men in the backfield. Handoff to Carlito Chandler once again over the left-hand side, over the right-hand side this time. Able to get out beyond the 50-yard line. Still, though, a little less than a yard short of the first down marker.
Yeah, that's correct. But still, on 3rd down, the nose of the football right on the midfield stripe. Ambridge is able. Even 3-yard pickups are substantial against Aliquippa, the way their run defense has been. To me, right now, this is the play of the game.
3rd and 1. You got to believe they're in 2-down territory at this point. Everybody's in tight. Handoff to Lewis. Oh, my goodness. Xavier Lewis up over the left-hand side. What a great run by Xavier Lewis. I think everybody was biting on Carlito Chandler on that play, going to the opposite side. Xavier Lewis over the left-hand side. Big pickup.
And once he got into the secondary, I think you've talked about this before, is that Lewis is listed at 6'1", 210. To me, he looks heavier than 210 when he carries the football, but he was able to get in and bulldoze some Aliquippa defensive backs.
I bet you the Aliquippa defensive backs think he's more than 210.
Yeah, we can see on defense how he just breaks tackles and moves forward.
Handoff to Carlito Chandler over the left-hand side. He's going nowhere on that one. Aliquippa just swarming to the ball.
Right.
No gain on that play.
Aliquippa figured that the best way to stop him was not to let his legs get churning, and they meet him high and they meet him low, and they make the stop.
With all of the run plays that they've had at this point, you would think this is a great opportunity for them to set up a play action for Fernandez to Uvidich one more time over the middle.
Well, perhaps that's, sometimes coaches save things in their minds for a little bit later on, and that could easily be within the realm of Coach Sherman McBride.
Fernandez under center, Carlito Chandler by himself behind him. Uvidich on his left-hand side, able to evade a tackler, running over the right-hand side, finding a man downfield, broken up, and then a flag on the play.
Yeah.
Looking at this.
Yeah, Brandon Banks is going to get called for a penalty here, as we'll try to take a look on replay. On the right-hand side of your screen, if we do get a replay, here's where the pass is going to come, to the right-hand side. There's the throw. We can't quite, right there we see the receiver go down. Brandon Banks feels that he fell down of his own accord, but they are calling pass interference, so it's going to presumably be Ambridge first down in the red zone. Let's wait till the officials step it off.
Yeah, and that official was within 5 yards of that call and immediately threw the flag as soon as the ball was
and now we'll take a look. Yeah, there's the step off. So credit Ambridge with at least fighting back in this situation. They're at 28-13. They have the football, and they're in the red zone. We'll see. But again, they have no timeouts left. Let's make sure our listeners know that.
First and 10, 16-yard line, far side of the field. Handoff to Carlito Chandler right up the middle, and is able to pick up 1, maybe 2 yards on the play. Running clock, minute 21 to go in the first quarter.
This is when the clock becomes a factor, is when you run this dive into the line and you don't get out of bounds and you can't stop the clock. The clock continues to drain. We'll be at the 1 minute mark before they hike the football.
You got to wonder, to what extent are they purposefully doing this in order to ensure that whatever happens down here, there's not enough time for Aliquippa to do anything. if they get the ball from a kickoff. 54 seconds to go. Adam Fernandez takes the snap. Everybody over on the left-hand side, passes over the middle, and an incomplete pass. No penalties there. Incomplete. Now setting up a third down, 3rd and 8, ball on the 14-yard line.
Yeah, no, Aliquippa just having good position there. I believe that was Harrison Walker on the coverage there as the safety for Aliquippa, but that was just good coverage, and there was no real outlet for that pass.
47 seconds left, 3rd down, 2-down territory here. They need touchdowns. Field goals are not going to work. They're down 28-13. Play clock is down to 8 seconds. Fernandez gets to play off, takes it, looking over to his left, rolling to his left, looking toward the end zone, doesn't see anybody, throws it right at the down marker, and he hits the down marker.
Yeah, it bounced right off of
right
that.
Up. If he was aiming for it, he did a fantastic job of hitting it, setting up a 4th and 8.
Yeah, that's not easy to do, but the net result is an incompletion, and Reeves is on the field. You know, Reeves is on the field. Aliquippa reasons that 3 is better than 0 here, and the 4th and well, we'll see. Aliquippa had a tremendous rush on that last kick, though, the last field goal. But still, this isn't much more. This is an extra point plus 10.
Yeah, clearly within his range. Trying to make it a score within 12 points. The kick is up, and the kick is good. According to the officials. The kick is up and good.
So that's going to go as a 24-yard field goal for Ambridge.
What's confusing is that I do believe I see a penalty flag at the 21-yard line at the hash mark, far hash mark, waiting for an official call at this point. Running into the kicker is what he's called, and they've declined the penalty. They've accepted the field goal. It is 28-16, and it looks as though the way he just pointed, maybe they're going to enforce the penalty on the kickoff. 37 seconds left in the first half. 28-16, Quips over the Bridgers. You're listening to Beaver County Radio.
Spotlight your future this fall at Community College of Beaver County. By attending our admissions showcases, you'll explore campus, talk one-on-one with professors, discover career and transfer-ready programs, and even enroll on the spot. Join us October 7th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Aviation Sciences Center in Chippewa to learn more about piloting, air traffic control, aerospace management, and the Aviation High School Academy. RSVP now at ccbc.edu/showcases.
28-16, the Quips over the Bridgers. 37 seconds left to go in this first half. No timeouts for the Bridgers. The Quips have 3, but with their quick strike capability, 37 seconds is plenty of time for Aliquippa to score a touchdown.
No question. I would expect a squib kick here. Obviously, probably not an onside attempt, but I would think it would hit the turf repeatedly. But no, they go deep.
And he kicks it very deep, back to the 1-yard line. The return over the left-hand side, out beyond the 20, close to the 25-yard line, turns it back around the other way, and it has himself an edge. There are 2 men to beat. Can he get it to block? He got the block. A second block, down to the 30, 25, 20, 10, 15. 15 down at the 15.
Yeah, Harrison Walker has the return. That play took 20 seconds. But there is a flag near midfield at the Ambridge 48-yard line. So we're just going to have that, and that's where the wall was set up. So, again, I'm just surprised that Ambridge kicked it high and deep.
And I was also surprised with a kick all the way back to the 1 that Aliquippa decided to go ahead and bring it out.
No, they want to make a play. They feel that open field is their best situation to make a play. And again, Harrison Walker with a great return, moving to his right. He took it down by the left hash mark and was able to run it back. But again, the play took so long. It took 20 seconds. That's a lot of clock time for a play to materialize. But what that does is mean less time for Aliquippa to respond. Although we saw this at Acrisure Stadium 2 years ago. we saw in the 3A championship game, Aliquippa led Bell Vernon, and they were about to run out the half, and Quentin Martin and the rest of the Bell Vernon defenders thought that Aliquippa was perhaps going to take a knee, and Cheese Good throws it about 60 yards in the air to DJ Walker in the end zone. So Aliquippa certainly is capable of late half heroics.
The officials called illegal block on that. Now the ball, instead of being all the way inside the red zone of Ambridge, comes all the way back to the 15-yard line of Aliquippa. 17 seconds left, 3 timeouts. What does Mike Warfield decide to do? Handoff over the left-hand side to Tyke Hayes, looking for the sideline, and gets knocked out of bounds. 12 seconds left. And now we're looking. It's difficult to know exactly where the ball is at this point. It looks as though it's a second down now and about 1 to go on the play.
Looking at our replay, it appears to be on about the 24-yard line. You would imagine it's a 24, which means 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1, 12 seconds left. Stop clock because he did make it out of bounds. And now Quentin Good under center, 2 running backs behind him, 1 wide receiver out to the right, handoff to Tyke Hayes over the left-hand side, out beyond the 30, and there's 8 seconds on the clock. Immediately it looks as though
the first down stops the clock. Aliquippa may choose the timeout, but the clock does stop with the first down, but it does appear that Aliquippa has taken a timeout. It's first of the half.
Let's take a timeout with him. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
A Beaver County high school football season is here. Players protect that beautiful smile with a visit to your hometown dentist, Dr. Peter Montini and his team at St. Barnabas Dental. While tackling tooth decay is number 1 in the game plan, Dr. Montini offers a wide array of services, including custom-fitted athletic mouth guards, clear aligner orthodontics, virtually painless injections, and same-day crowns. Call or text 724-495-3350 to schedule your appointment today. St. Barnabas Dental and Beaver, creating beautiful smiles for life.
28-16, 8 seconds to go in the first half. Coming up after the game, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show hosted by our own Bruce Fry. That will come up after we have the announcement of the CCBC players of the game. And the Electric Garage Doors postgame show.
You can see on our screen Ambridge's defensive backs over 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to provide a cushion. 3 wideouts to the right for the Quips.
Good taking the snap, shotgun, throws deep down the left-hand side. It was tipped and then falls to the ground around the 48-yard line and incomplete.
Yeah, to my way of thinking, that was Caleb Namath, 6'2", 180, defensively with the tip, the way I saw it.
3 seconds to go.
There's our scoreboard showing 3 seconds.
Yes, 28-16. Aliquippa. Normally you would think you just take a knee and you go into half, but considering the quick strike capability and that big run by Tyke Hayes earlier in the game, 80-yard touchdown gallop, you got to believe that any kind of a handoff or a pass play with these skill players can get you 6 in a heartbeat.
Aliquippa has a knack for scoring late in the half of these games.
Quentin Good handing off to Tyke Hayes over the right-hand side. He is immediately grabbed up by number 68 for Ambridge, brings him to the ground, and that brings the clock to 0. It is halftime, 28-16, the Quips over the Bridgers. And coming up, the halftime show is next. We'll be talking with the athletic director of Aliquippa in just a matter of moments, Jen D'Amico, right here on Beaver County Radio.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Ganew's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Ganew's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Ganew's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
At Pittsburgh Bay's Goldberg, Persky & White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock & Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com.
If you have big plans for this fall, like a new car or home remodeling project, but feel like it's getting a little late in the game and you're out of timeouts, it's time to call an audible, a 749 audible. This is Coach Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. 24-month personal loans are now available with approved credit from 7.49%. So get up to the line, the teller line that is, and call your own 749 Audible. Stop in for details. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Does someone you know struggle to read? If so, there's tuition-free local help available. The Provident Charter School West at the former Quigley High School in Baden is helping students in grades 1st through 4th. Provident Charter School West teaches students with dyslexia so they can go back to their hometown schools and learn alongside their friends. Provident Charter School West is a tuition-free brick-and-mortar school for children in grades 1st through 4th who are below grade level in reading. For more information, go to providentcharterschool.org.
Everyone at Plasmeyer Towing in Elwood City is proud to help sponsor Beaver County Radio's broadcast of local games this football season. Plasmeyer Towing provides their customers with usable auto parts and pays top dollar for junk vehicles. They also offer low prices on towing services. Plasmeyer Towing Services, New Brighton, Elwood City, Beaver County, and Allegheny County. Plasmeyer Towing extends best wishes and safe travel to all the teams this season.
28-16, Aliquippa over Ambridge. And we are broadcasting from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. Coming up at the end of the game, we will have the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show following the Electric Garage Doors post-game show, where we will be announcing the winners of the CCBC Players of the Game. One of the CCBC Players of the Game from previously this season, Carlito Chandler, is an example. He was the CCBC Player of the Game from week 1 when they played Freedom. Who will be the player of the game from each team coming up tonight? We'll give you more details about that in just a bit. With me right now is Dr. Jennifer D'Amico here of Aliquippa. She's the athletic director. And Dr. D'Amico, this is our first opportunity to be able to be broadcasting from this facility. Absolutely gorgeous. What does a facility like this mean, not only to the football program, but to athletics in general, to have all that's tied in with this to be able to help out athletics?
Well, it is the flagship now of our district. We have a world-renowned company behind us, sponsoring us, and to the kids that means a lot. That they've received local recognition, but now they have big, huge Heinz, Kraft Heinz behind them. So that means a lot. We're being recognized more than just for our players, but for all the good they do, and we're looking ahead now at their future. So the stadium is an investment, definitely, in their future. So that's where we are with that.
And it must mean a lot to you that there is this willingness of this kind of public-private partnership to advance the academic and athletic careers of these young men, and not only the people who play football, the young guys who play football, But there are facilities that are available now as a result of the dollars that have been contributed from companies like Heinz to make it possible to improve the athletic performance of everyone, men and women alike.
Right. Yeah, it's not just for the boys. The field house will be for all the students. It'll have we don't have a proper training facility. We don't have a proper weight room in the current field house. And so the new facility will take care of everybody. It will take care of their physical needs. It will take care of their academic needs. So we're really excited to start building that and show the kids like we care more about you than just like what you do on the field. So
and what a testimony to the young men that have played through Aliquippa, considering what they've had to deal with over all of the years and playing at the pit, and how it got to the point to where you just couldn't even have games here any longer, and what they were able to accomplish with the most meager of resources available to them, considering there are other schools within this classification here in this region and around the state that have so much more available to them.
Right. Now we can offer them the same type of facility when we go to other stadiums. Now when people come to our stadium, we have similar facilities. We have similar. It's a beautiful field. It's a great atmosphere, and we can now offer that same thing. As the home team, not always the visiting team.
Yes, and the fans absolutely loving this. It looks as though you're dealing with the capacity crowd here tonight.
We are, yes, we are, and it's been like this every week since opening day. So, yeah, I think people are. We couldn't have, this many fans before because we just didn't have the stands for it, and now that we have the space, people are coming out, and it's a great atmosphere. People want to spend their Friday night here, and that's what we want them to do. And it's a positive experience then for everybody.
Yeah, it is a must go-to place on a Friday night if you're anywhere near Aliquippa. Can we talk a little bit about the other athletic programs that you have at Aliquippa and the meaningfulness of those programs to the young students that you have as well?
Yeah, we have, with the field, we started a girls flag football team that plays now in the spring. So the females are going to get also an opportunity to play on this field, and I know they're looking forward to that. Last year was their first year. We could not host because we weren't ready yet. And so this year, we're definitely going to have some home games, and they're excited about that. And, we started a study table now. This is the second year for the study table. Our students have to have 2.0 to get on the field on, any day of the week. So, we're investing now in their academics, and, they have to perform now in the classroom, not just on the field. So there's a lot of positive things going on in the athletic program. We're using athletics to, motivate them to do well in different areas. So.
And I want to give you a chance to be able to magnify this for a little bit, because it's one thing where people think, okay, there's great football here at Aliquippa, but there are academics that are really at play as well. I was talking to Coach Warfield, and he was speaking of Tyke Hayes and what he's doing academically. Mm-hmm. He mentioned 4.0. You look at another one like a Brandon Banks, where you have a university like Yale that's saying, we want you to come play here. It's one thing to have great athletes. You also have scholars, too.
We do. One of my responsibilities is to run our eligibility list, to check their grades. I check grades every Monday and Thursday, and they know it's coming. And right now, we have 56 guys on the team, and 45 of them have a GPA over a 3.0, which is, it's something to be celebrated.
Absolutely.
For sure. And that's just not the norm. They really, they actually tease each other if they have to come to study table. So, they really, they put a lot of, they really want to be known not just for what they do on the field. They want to, and they want to have the opportunity to go to school with, with their talent, but then once they get to school, be able to do well at school too. So
one of the things that I've learned in talking with Coach Warfield is the great importance about not what's happening on the field alone. What's much more important is the character building aspect of what they're trying to impart, the entire coaching staff, to these young men, so that, in fact, he told me when he grows old, what will be most meaningful will not be the number of championships. it will be the young men who come over and see him and let him know what he meant to them and ultimately their children and grandchildren as well.
Coach Warfield he's a great guy. It is an absolute pleasure to work with him. And, his staff, they really care about the well-being of the kids. They really care. Yeah, we win, yes, but, their well-being, their academic success is very, very important to Coach and his staff, and you can tell in the academic performance. And I really, as a athletic director, I appreciate that about a coach. And other coaches are saying, volleyball coach, our standard is 2.0, her standard is 2.5. And her girls, they rise to the occasion. So, our coaches are definitely invested in the kids' future. They want to use athletics to help propel the kids forward.
So the best days of their lives are not when they're teenagers.
Exactly.
It's when they go on beyond this.
Yeah, let not tonight be the best day of their life, right?
Right.
Right. Yes.
Dr. Jen D'Amico with us, athletic director here at Aliquippa. Thank you so much for inviting us out tonight. Thank you for giving me a few minutes this evening as well.
Anytime. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Once again, we're at halftime. Aliquippa over Ambridge, 28-16. We'll come back with more in just a moment. A little bit of a recap of the first half. We'll get some of Bruce Fry's comments and a whole lot more coming up on Beaver County Radio.
At MRS Physical Therapy, they understand that you expect to receive treatment that will help you move better, feel better, and recover faster and more completely from an injury or operation. But did you know that you can make an appointment to come see MRS Physical Therapy without a doctor's referral? And they can offer same-day appointments. You can come see them whenever you want and come back as many times as you wish for 30 days. There's no need to wait until you see a primary care physician. Get treatment when you need it most at MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater and Cranberry. Visit mrsphysicaltherapy.com.
Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but winning is all in the game when you shop for a used car at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Because the Beaver Valley Auto Mall believes that the experience of buying a used car should be an exciting and simple process. When you're looking for a used car near the Beaver Valley area, look no further than the inventory of cars and trucks and SUVs at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. Stop in today and see their incredible selection. You'll find all the help you need or click BeaverValleyCars.com. Beaver Valley Auto Mall, near the mall in Center Township.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $344 a month. Or a new Ultima Premium package for only $386 a month. Plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry, classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
Want to do it, it's most convenient for you. 28-16, we are at halftime. The Quips and the Bridgers. Quips on top by 12 points. It has been a very interesting game of swings, if you will, Bruce. Aliquippa going up 14-0. Looked as though they were going to roll. Ambridge having a difficult time with two successive drives where they had a punt on a 4th and 14 and then punted again on a 4th and 15. Aliquippa goes up 28-0, and then Ambridge comes back, gets it within 14-0, gets it within a point to where they're 14-13, and then next thing you know, Aliquippa goes on a run once again, picks up 2 more touchdowns.
Again, the underlying factor for Ambridge, when they fought back, again, they threw down the middle of the field against Aliquippa. You just don't see that every day of the week. We last saw that when Stone Saunders did it for Bishop McDevitt in the state championship game last December 8th. But the bottom line is Ambridge did, and they scored. And while Aliquippa was trying to contemplate what might have happened, Ambridge had the audacity to order an onside kick, which worked. So that's how Ambridge got back into it. It made it a 14-13 game. But the Bridgers since then, immediately after that onside kick episode, it took Aliquippa all of 14 seconds to score as Tyke Hayes took a handoff to the left side, bounced off the shoulder of a defender, and went after that into pay dirt right after a touchback. So that was an 80-yard pickup. That quite clearly got the emotion back to Aliquippa, but Ambridge has played valiantly here at the pit. Coach Sherman McBride, it's an emotional moment. For Sherman, not everybody understands. Obviously, he's an Aliquippa grad. He was obviously an assistant coach here a long time. But what the common people don't quite get is at this day, he is still Aliquippa's track coach, which means when he goes out to Brandon Banks for that opening coin toss, he's looking directly at one of his runners in the 4x100 relay and in the sprints. So it's an amazing situation. He is still coaching some of the young men in track and field that he is plotting against in football here, which you can look around the WPIAL. You're not going to see that too often.
No, you are not. Bruce Fry is with us. I'm Mangino. Mike Azadian is here as well. It is Aliquippa 28, the Bridgers 16. We'll come back with the second half kickoff coming up next on Beaver County Radio.
If you have big plans for this fall, like a new car or home remodeling project, but feel like it's getting a little late in the game and you're out of timeouts, it's time to call an audible, a 749 audible. This is Coach Andy Dengel from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. 24-month personal loans are now available with approved credit from 7.49%. So get up to the line, the teller line that is, and call your own 749 audible. Stop in for details. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
(28-16), Aliquippa over Ambridge. We are just seconds away from starting the second half. Bruce, when you look at the way things are shaping up here, what do you think Ambridge is going to have to do in order to get back in this? They're currently trailing by 12.
Well, they're going to have to stop Aliquippa right now. The Quips get the ball to open the half. Aliquippa has had 4 possessions. I don't count the 37 seconds at the end of the half when the clock ran out. I count the 4 drives that Aliquippa had. They have all resulted in touchdowns. So it begs the question of the trivia question of who's Aliquippa's punter. Well, we don't know yet because it hasn't come to that. So that's what Ambridge wants to do to start this half. That's a very mighty important thing for them to do. And that, again, that starts with covering the kickoff. Mm-hmm. We saw what Arison Walker did with one of the kickoffs. It was ruled back on a clip. But as long as Aliquippa has open field, Sherman, they elected to kick it deep, and Aliquippa had a good run back. We'll see if Aliquippa, or say if Ambridge kicks it deep again to start this third period.
Yeah, Aliquippa just has looked so far that it hasn't even been difficult in any of the drives that they've had at this point. I think maybe they've had 1 or 2 third downs throughout the course of the first half. It just seems as though they're able to move the ball almost effortlessly.
Yeah, and what the amazing thing is, because Ambridge has continued to grind away, this you don't see all the time, is Ambridge has more than a 2-to-1 advantage in time of possession over Aliquippa. They had it for 16:34 in the first half to 7:26 for the Quips. And again, that's in large part because Aliquippa, as we've noted before, has struck real quickly. But it's just something different that Aliquippa has just scored in such a jiffy that they haven't run much clock.
There's been a little concern about Adam Fernandez toward the tail end of the second quarter. He is now warming up on the sideline. It looks as though whatever was wrong with his ankle in the second quarter, he looks to be fine at this point.
He certainly does, but we'll take a look at it. Again, he's a tough kid. He also plays defensive back for Ambridge, so they'll use him in that. We'll find out immediately where he stands when he goes back to his defensive back position. As we see him warm up here, he's right now. We see him on the Aliquippa sideline, but he seems to have his stride back as he walks back towards the the Bridger bench.
Yeah, Ambridge is going to need him at 100% and rekindle that relationship that he had with Grant Uvidich at one point where they were scoring those touchdowns. That last drive that they had, they leaned on the run a whole lot more than they had been at this point, mixing things up, but it was a lot more run in that last drive that they had. They need to be able to, it seems to me, to get more of that Fernandez-Uvidich connection once again.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. That's what they'll look to do. And obviously, Aliquippa has a proud pass defense. They'll do what they can to thwart that connection, no question.
All right, we are just seconds away from our second half kickoff. Aliquippa, Ambridge, and the Aliquippa offense has been rather remarkable, especially last week. They had that great challenge against West Allegheny, and this is something that previous Aliquippa teams haven't had much of an issue with until they got deeper into the state playoffs, of trying to win close games, coming back from behind, facing adversity. Last week, the way that the team responded really said a lot about the character of this team at this point.
Yeah, no question. It's ironic because I believe West Allegheny in 2022 also was probably the only Parkway team to lead them late in a game as well. Last year they scored on a run by Hayes. This year they score on a pass. So it just shows that these teams in the Parkway want to win, and they're going to give the Quips a challenge.
Braden Reeves is set to kick off, and Aliquippa has set deep at this point. Wide receiver Arison Walker and others.
Yeah.
The ball ultimately kicked off and gone out of bounds. Penalty called, and they will set up shop a whole lot closer to midfield.
Yeah, Harrison Walker does the right thing. He gets right over the football. He shields it in case anyone from Ambridge tries to down it, but he does watch it roll over the sideline marker, and therefore Aliquippa takes over at the 25. The 35.
Aliquippa, maybe a little bit of their own little tweak. Looked as though Tyke Hayes had a little bit of an issue at one point during the first half, but he came back and had explosive runs, including that 80-yarder. We'll see what they will set up here as they get a 1st and 10
we've
at their 35.
We've not seen John Tracy carry the ball.
No, we have not. So once again, we have Quentin Good in the backfield. Tyke Hayes to his left-hand side. Wide receivers split 2 and 2, left and right. Back to pass, looking for somebody, and the pocket completely breaks down, and a sack. Number 64 in on the tackle, Aiden Sheffield, somebody that Sherman McBride has talked about, has been really important about this team's development, too, on the defensive side of the ball.
Right, but again, he is the young man who did not play against Freedom, so he's trying to make up for lost time now. But there was, you could see Tyke Hayes was in there, pass blocking. He was doing his best, but the pocket simply collapsed, as you described.
Good now under center, 2 wide receivers to the right-hand side, tight end to the left, 2 running backs. Tyke Hayes on the handoff over the left-hand side, looking for the sideline, picks up a few yards, able to get it out to close to the 35-yard line.
Credit Fernandez with lowering him his shoulder. You can see on our replay, Fernandez comes up with the stop and certainly assisted by Priest on the far sideline, but it was good run support by Ambridge.
Yep, Fernandez just is able to fly all over, whether it's pass defense from his safety position, being able to come up and stop the run. Just a really, really good high school football player, no doubt. Quentin Good, shotgun formation. Tyke Hayes to his right-hand side, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Man in motion, coming closer to the line of scrimmage. Back to pass, looking to the right, finds a man over the right-hand side in the flat, catches it upfield, and is able to get out close to midfield.
Yeah, that was Brandon Banks. He came across the slot. He was a slot receiver. He was the motion man that you described, and when the play started, people started to break downfield in pass protection, he slipped underneath, breaking from left to right across the field of play, and it winds up being a very good pickup. Brandon Banks, again, the young man headed to Yale University, so we credit him for that.
It is now 1st and 10 at the 50. 10:53 in a running clock here in the third quarter. 28-16, Aliquippa over Ambridge.
Yeah, we got Banks and DeMarcus Walker set directly in front of us here in a double wide out.
I formation, handoff to Tyke Hayes in the backfield. Jumps over a man out to the 40-yard line, and immediately a penalty flag is on the play. It is resting at the 43, right around the middle of the field at the 43, and it looks as though there's a man down, and it may very well be Tyke Hayes that is dealing with some discomfort at this point.
No, I think Hayes is right on the 50-yard line. I can see him.
Okay.
So we'll try to pin that down as the play comes to a halt.
I tell you what, while they're tending to a player, we will tend to some business. We'll come back in 30 seconds right here on Beaver County Radio.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Barras from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
DeMarcus Walker was the injured player. They had to help him off the field so far this season. He came into the game 8 receptions, 189 yards, averaging about 23.6 per catch, 47 yards a game, 3 touchdowns, and even helped with the conversion of an extra point reception from Quentin Good. So we're looking at 1st and 13. Ball's on the 47-yard line of Aliquippa, right in the middle of the field. Quentin Good taking the snap. fakes the handoff, throws it out to the left flat. A little bit of movement and ultimately taken down right around the 45-yard line. That was Harrison Walker on the reception.
Yeah, and again, that's a possession pass. The idea is to make the completion and get your guy, in this case Harrison Walker, out in space and see what he can do after the catch. And that time he picked up some good yards.
Sure did. 2nd and 5. Ball's now on the 45-yard line. They are in Ambridge territory. Good now in the shotgun. Wide receivers stacked to the right-hand side. Inside handoff to Tyke Hayes over the right-hand side, looking for the edge and a block. Gets one, sprints down the sideline, 10-5, touchdown Tyke Hayes. But there's a penalty flag on the play right around the 46-yard line, and the referee is calling holding Aliquippa. The whole thing comes back.
Yes, you could see as that play materialized that something was going to happen. Because the flag was thrown right at the line of scrimmage, generally an area associated with holding. You can see on replay a brilliant run by Hayes. He just picks up the flow of the defensive players and eludes them, but it's all going to come back.
One of the things that is just so impressive in watching him is that he is so fast. You talk about him being on the track team, but it's really remarkable seeing him run and the Ambridge defenders trying to catch him. They're just a dramatic speed difference.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. He's in the 11-1s, 11-2s for 100 meters. He runs leg 3 on. You should see the guy in a track jersey. It's hard to. He does not look like the rest of the thin clads out there. I'll put it that way.
2nd and 15 from their own 45. Shotgun. Quentin Good gets it, looking for somebody. He's scrambling over to his right. Finds a man over the middle. Reception caught. Now they're close to the 40-yard line. It's about whether or not the official will give it to him. And the far judge is saying, yes, it was a first down reception.
Brandon Banks goes high up in the air, and he takes a difficult tumble, too. He is the young man who had the separated shoulder injury. He played through it last year in the state playoffs and missed all of basketball. So it's good to see that he is able to take contact as we see this replay, as we see the pass thrown by Good. Banks goes up for it, and right here is blasted and lands hard on his shoulder, but is able to shake it off and get back to the huddle.
Once again, Brandon Banks, the Yale commit, and the game-winning touchdown reception last week against West Allegheny. Quentin Good under center. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, play action pass, looking for a man down the left-hand side, finds him. Does he make the completion? Yes, he does. Completed pass to Harrison Walker. The officials say that his knee went down at the 9.
Yeah, it did. We could see that. You can see that on our replay also. But the question is where was Ambridge's coverage on that play? Let's take a look. Here's the pass, and it appears that there's no one within 5 yards of him. They finally catch up, but he is inside the 10-yard line with that reception.
Yeah, just absolutely got lost in the defensive backfield. Great reception by Harrison Walker. First down now, 1st and goal to go. Ball set up at the 9-yard line. They moved it now inside the 5. It's just inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal. Good in the shotgun. One wide receiver wide to the right.
And nobody was guarding him. The Ambridge quickly makes an adjustment.
Cameron Lindsay to Cameron Good. Cameron Lindsay to
let's count.
Goods.
Let's count bodies for Aliquippa. 1, 2. Okay, they bring a player to the line at the very end.
A lot of confusion about what Aliquippa wants to do at this point. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Player in motion now. 5 seconds. Snap. Pass out to the right flat, caught, and not quite, just outside the end zone. The line judge coming in, who had a great angle on this, said no, he did not break the plane. It is now a 2nd and goal inside the 1.
Harrison Walker does the one where he comes in motion. People believe that he's going to come behind the formation, but he does a 180. He turns around and goes right back out in the other direction into the flat to make the reception. So that's how it took place, is he came in and then went back out to make the catch.
That's very difficult for a defensive back to cover that route. Quentin Good looking at the defense, looking to get under center, and then all of a sudden Aliquippa.
Ambridge is cheering because Quentin Good came up out of the formation, and apparently Aliquippa moved, so that's going to set back. That's in the center of their line. Their hands on hips, so that's going to set the Quips back 5. Whether that changes their play call, it does not look that way.
Second and goal from the 5, handoff over the left-hand side, and it looks as though Cam Lindsey, big touchdown, easy walk-in over that left-hand side, completely uncontested.
Yeah, the left side of Aliquippa's line really sealed things off so that Cam was never met. There were no yards after contact on that play.
Kamari Matthews, Willie Simmons the third, and Braylon Wilcox at center anchoring that, and just wonderful seal blocks by those linemen in order to make it possible for Cameron Lindsey to really just jog in for a touchdown from 5 yards out. They're going for the extra point. Snap high. Hold is good. Kick is no good. No good on the extra point. Aliquippa leading 34-16 over the Bridgers. 7:16 to go in the third quarter. Back with more in a moment on Beaver County Radio. Oh, wait. Can we hold on? Don't go anywhere yet. Thank you very much. Bruce just saw a flag on the play. And they are calling. It looks as though it's a penalty against Ambridge. We don't have the referee mic'd up, and if you don't catch it immediately, I'm not sure what the call ultimately is. But they're making this a half the distance to the goal. Fourth down conversion once again, and now Quentin Good is going in. It looks as though they're going to go for a 2-point
no question.
conversion.
Brandon Banks on the field. They're going to deploy him off to the right side, and this is one where you can show a lot of motion. Also, you can do all kind of fancy things and then just run a dive into the line.
Harrison Walker on the left-hand side. Quentin Good in the shotgun formation. Tyke Hayes set up beside him. Fake the inside handoff, toss it out to the receiver, and Ambridge was able to really bust that up from the beginning. Great penetration on their defensive line. Actually sacked them for a loss.
Harrison Walker is met behind the line of scrimmage. So, but still, it's an 18-point margin, which obviously Ambridge has a lot of work to do on offense. But here's the snap to Good. They bring the end around to Harrison Walker, and he is snowed under by Ambridge. So the Bridgers, again, they're playing valiantly. They're doing their best, but Aliquippa's got a ton of weapons.
We'll come back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Do you know a child who struggles to read? If so, the tuition-free brick-and-mortar Provident Charter School West is here to help. The Provident Charter School West in Baden is helping children from 1st grade through 4th learn to overcome dyslexia so they can return to their hometown schools and graduate with their friends. Provident Charter School West meets the needs of children with dyslexia so they can become the inventors and educators of tomorrow. For more information, visit providentcharterschool.org.
34-16, Aliquippa over Ambridge. 7:16 to go in the third quarter. Kickoff. So Adam Fernandez gets it out over the 30 to the 32-yard line and immediately stopped by Aliquippa.
And we mentioned it at halftime that one of our keys to the second half for Ambridge would be to stop Aliquippa on its first possession of the third period. Well, we just witnessed Aliquippa taking it down the field. So now Ambridge is faced with a difficult challenge, which is trying to outscore the high-powered Quips. So that's what it's up to for the Bridgers. Let's see if they can connect on their passing game as they did in the first half.
Coach Sherman looking for sustained ball control drives in order to keep Aliquippa off the field. They need to turn these clearly into touchdowns. Field goal attempts aren't going to cut it any longer. Adam Fernandez under center, and it looks as though there is a flag.
Yeah, it wasn't a play clock violation because there was still time on the clock, so the officials will confer.
They're huddling right around the 27-yard line. It looks as though it's the referee and the umpire talking. And now the referee with the call. They're waving off the flag. They're waving off the penalty. Aliquippa bench isn't all that happy about it. Aliquippa players aren't happy about it, but we're back to play. 1st and 10 from the 33. Ball set up in the middle of the field. Play going from left to right as you're listening on the radio. Hand off to Carlito Chandler over the left side. Immediately stopped in the backfield. Loss of 2 on the play. Penetration by Aliquippa.
Yeah, the big man, Kamari Matthews, the senior, a massive two-way offensive lineman and defensive lineman wearing jersey 76. He engulfs the ball carrier on that situation.
Coming up at the end of the game, we will be announcing the CCBC players of the game, one from each team, and we'll have to take a look at performances to make those determinations. But on the Ambridge side, it looks as though you're probably looking at a Grant Uvitich, Adam Fernandez, maybe a Carlito Chandler at this point, Tyke Hayes, Quentin Good, and a host of others on the Aliquippa side. We'll have that announcement coming up at the end of the game. Adam Fernandez under center, takes a snap back, looking to pass, throws, finds Grant Uvitich over on the left-hand side. Out of bounds, ultimately forced. Though, until he gets at least 10 yards and a first down onto the 45.
Yeah, he was involved in jousting to the outside with Aliquippa, and he, as a wide receiver, was able to push back the defensive back so that he could come up with and make the stick. So credit Uvitich with an aggressive play to push forward for his team.
Tremendous talent, route running. Aliquippa knows the ball's going to him, and he still is able to get his catches. He's now set up on the near side of the field. Hand off to Carlito Chandler over the left-hand side and stopped right at the line of scrimmage. If he gained anything, it was inches.
Yeah, and again, Aliquippa, their interior defenders, they have great lateral movement. They're able to shut things down. But Cam Lindsey comes up from his linebacker position. We really haven't talked about him enough defensively. He's signed with the University of Pittsburgh. It'll be interesting to see where they put that young man. I would think he's going to be on defense, whether they make him a linebacker or a defensive back. He has good speed also.
Adam Fernandez brings everybody up to the line of scrimmage, giving some direction, telling Xavier Lewis to get over to the left. Now Xavier Lewis is in motion, and the flag is on the play. False start against the Ambridge. They'll back them up 5 yards.
Yes.
When you look at the defense for Aliquippa, people like Cameron Lindsay are able to make those tackles because of what the defensive line does, and Jace Williams, Justice Sparks, Devin Humphrey, Willie Simmons III, and Mecca Green.
Oh, no question. Again, but these guys are active. You know, Jace Williams is an outstanding defensive end in defensive lineman. He's one of these unsung heroes, but he's been a major contributor for Aliquippa throughout his career, including that game-winning overtime catch against McKeesport 2 years ago. So he has certainly contributed.
Fernandez back to pass, immediately rushed. The ball went backwards, picked up by Aliquippa's number 15, Walker, able to pick it up, and now it's Aliquippa ball at the 15-yard line of Ambridge.
We mentioned Jace Williams, and he comes up with the sack that set the whole process in motion. Here it is right now as they meet at the quarterback, and certainly Williams was in on that as well as their other flexible defensive player, Rico Miller, wearing 55. Let's see what the call is on all of this.
Mike Warfield, Coach Warfield, is not happy. He is pulling his players away. He is expressing his disappointment at the call by the officials. It looks as though what they're calling, it's difficult to, it would be a guess at this point, but I'm looking at what the officials are ultimately saying here. It looks as though they're saying that it was not a fumble.
No, it's
and it was a holding penalty on Aliquippa.
So,
and it looks as though that holding on Aliquippa, was it a pre?
Well, you would have to think. I would think it was a defensive hold taking place before the sack, but because if it would have been a hold on the return, it would be Aliquippa football.
That's
but
right.
Ambridge's offensive unit's still out on the field, as is Aliquippa's defense.
And they're going back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 48-yard line. And now they're marking off a holding penalty against the defense. It now takes the ball into Aliquippa territory. It's now set up on the far sideline. Aliquippa 42-yard line is where it is now. And it is a first down for Ambridge. So you're talking about a tremendous turn of events where there was a fumble by Adam Fernandez, recovered by Aliquippa. Ball at the 15. Now it's first and 10 for Ambridge at the 42.
Now, yeah, the official, we just saw a flag go down right near the 40. You can see that at the bottom of your screen. You can see it in your screen right now. So we'll take a look and see if that is a different piece of legislature or if that's just an extension. No, it looks like they're pointing.
Yes.
You know, to me, that can't be anything but a dead ball foul that somebody must have said something to someone.
And the way the official just signaled, it was against the bench of Aliquippa. So now it's 1st and 5. The ball is on the 37-yard line of Aliquippa. Ambridge looking to extend this drive. 4:35 to go in the third quarter. Adam Fernandez getting under center. Grant Uvidich is over on the near side of the field, right around the numbers. Fernandez back to pass, throwing it to number 44.
Yeah, the screen was possibly there for a minute. That's Caleb Namath playing on his offensive jersey number, and the reception just wasn't made as Aliquippa swarmed in defensively.
Yeah, so now we're looking at a 2nd and 5 ball on the 37-yard line. And Aliquippa needing to put the play behind you. You can't think about what transpired to get you to this point. Defense has to focus on next play moving forward.
Right. They did make a good recovery to stop that pass because that would have been good yardage for the Bridgers.
2nd and 5, Fernandez under center. One man in the backfield, Carlito Chandler, one man in motion. Fernandez rolls out to his right looking for a man, and wonderful pass defense by Aliquippa to break up the pass. He was intending to connect with Grant Uvidich, but a defender just flying over. It looked as though maybe Tyke Hayes was able to deflect that pass.
Yeah, that's for sure. And again, for a 4,000-yard career rusher, he certainly plays a good brand of defense as well. It'll be interesting to see where the Penn State Nittany Lions line up that young man when he gets to State College.
Considering that he still has a year to grow, he's a pretty sizable kid at tailback. He could probably play either side ultimately.
One more penalty.
Another dead ball penalty.
So sorry. Ambridge calls time.
Timeout. It looked as though, yes, we do have a timeout on the field. 4:26 to go in the third quarter. 34-16, Aliquippa over Ambridge. We'll come back with more in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
If you're a parent that's already watched plenty of youth baseball or soccer games, you know the value of teamwork. Whether it's the team on the field or your team of family members at home, strengthening that group can pay off in many ways. Keystone Wellness Programs is offering their free Strengthening Families program in Beaver County for families of children ages 10 to 14. Learn how to increase family bonding and communications, all while having fun together. Visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org for details.
34-16, 4:26 to go in the third quarter. Aliquippa is rolling over Ambridge, up by 18. From the Fry Transportation Update Desk, Beaver Falls over Riverside, 41-6. Western Beaver 4, Freedom nothing. Don't think that was an accurate score. Southside over Summit Academy, 42-7. Rochester 28-7 over Laurel, and Moon 14. South Fayette 3. Back to play. Adam Fernandez under center. Uvidich is in motion to the left-hand side. Back to pass, looking to his side. Finds a man complete inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I think
great
that was
pass, great reception.
Yeah, Sheffield on the far side makes the catch. I believe that is the first non-Uvidich pass completion, if that is a proper term to use. But I believe that's the first time they've completed a pass to anyone besides Grant Uvidich.
Yes, they've tried a couple of times.
Right, but that's the first successful completion. So credit Ambridge with just sticking in here and trying to outscore the Quips.
Adam Fernandez inside handoff to Xavier Lewis, and he was able to get over the left-hand side. Really nice gain on that play from the 30, getting inside the 25-yard line.
That all comes down to the snap count. They got rid of that ball before Aliquippa had set defensively. That is what is called a quick opener, and they were able to send that right through.
Everybody's in tight. Fernandez under center, 3 men in the backfield. Handoff to Carlito Chandler over the right-hand side, and he gets stuffed up immediately. It looks as though they have more success with Carlito if they spread the defense out a little bit. When they try to bunch everybody in tight, it just allows Aliquippa to bring everybody in tight. And the offensive line is not getting that movement consistently.
Well, no, they're trying to. Yeah, they're definitely trying to spread their gaps out a little bit in the line, but credit Aliquippa with good lateral movement. Big play for the Bridgers here. They would want to make it now and not have to come down to fourth down.
3rd and 3, handoff to Xavier Lewis, and he's close to the 20-yard line. Looks as though they're going to mark him a little bit short. A 4th and 1 from the 21.
Yeah, well, he's a big guy. Let's see how it plays out. Now we want to tell our listeners, is that a long one or a short one? I'm saying a pretty short one, because they don't have to make it to the 20-yard line. They just have to push it forward. Now remember, their quarterback sneak did not work the last time. So that's something that's in question. So we'll see if they still try it.
Everybody's in tight. Once again, inside handoff to the fullback, Xavier Lewis up the middle. Referees coming in to mark for the down. Did he get it? And they are signaling no, he did not. Aliquippa was able to stop him on a 4th down. He did not get the line to gain. Aliquippa's ball now at the 20.
Yeah, that's a real tough one for Ambridge. You like to think that you can just push the ball, because let's tell our listeners, they did not need a full yard. They were trying to get half of a yard, but Aliquippa just had a very good push physically and was able to drive them back.
And on the defense, to be able to have short yardage and be able to stop 2 short yardage runs, you just have this huge emotional uplift for a defensive line, linebackers that are able to stop that play. Now Aliquippa gets it 1st and 10 from the 21, 2:23 to go in the 3rd quarter. Quentin Good is in the shotgun. Pitch out to Tyke Hayes, makes a man miss, looking for the sideline, gets it out to the 35-yard line. And Tyke Hayes not just going out of bounds, he saw the opportunity to make contact. There was a defensive back that wanted to hit him. He said, all right, I'll hit you.
Yeah, it was Martese Priest who caught the worst of that at 5'10", 160. But once again, a penalty flag is down on the turf. Yeah, I think we can see that, a push from behind. If we look at our play, there's Tyke right now, but look right to the middle of your screen.
Yes.
There's a push to the side of Tyke, and I believe that's where it's going to come from. It's going to be a block in the back, and Aliquippa is going to get penalized.
And what can be frustrating for a coach with a call like that is that the block wasn't really going to have an impact on what Tyke could do with that play. It was kind of like a behind the play.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. Yeah, that's correct.
So now we're looking at a 1st and 16, balls back on the 15-yard line. Quentin Good passing it out to the flat, gets a man out to the 20, and immediately taken down.
Yeah, but it's still what that shows is you could just see Cheese's arm strength on that play as he delivered that thing on a bullet out to the sideline and really made a nice completion.
Great strength, great accuracy. Quentin Good, once again, 34 of 64 on the season, 7 touchdowns.
There's a coach in the PAC in Geneva's conference. I won't name him, but he absolutely loves Cheese and would love to get him on his campus. So he's certainly going to draw the attention of colleges who understand that he has a rifle arm.
Quentin Good, shotgun, 4 wide receivers, 3 left, 1 right. He looks over the field, doesn't see anything, runs up the middle, and immediately the defense collapses on him, and then a flag on the play.
We'll see how that evolves. That the officials are talking things over. When Aliquippa reacts in that fashion, as one of their linemen does, that shows frustration on the Quips. It makes you, the body language makes you believe that it's going to be against Aliquippa.
Yes, they just called an illegal block on Aliquippa, pushing them back. Now the ball is at the 10-yard line, so now Aliquippa needs to get all the way out to the 31. Ball's on the 10. They need to make 21 yards. It's 2nd and 21. This is not the direction that you want to be going, but if you're Aliquippa.
Well, they have the weapons, though, to make things happen, particularly when they I think that we're going to get their double wide look.
2 wide to the left, 1 to the top at the right. Good, takes a snap, rolling to his left, finds a man on the right-hand side, and the officials say, yes, he completed the pass. He's out near the 20, able to pick up a pretty nice chunk of the yardage that he needed because it was a 2nd and 21.
Let's take another look there. Let's look. I believe that was declared no completion. But let's take a look on our replay. The ball remains spotted at the 10. As we see the scores from the Fried Transportation Instant Update Desk are on our screen. Some of them, West Allegheny leading Char Valley 28-6, Quaker Valley leading Hopewell 26-7, Beaver smothering Brentwood, Central Valley at last check ahead of Blackhawk. We had Western, I think that was a final. They beat Freedom, I'm pretty sure, 41-0, and Neshannock was beating New Brighton 35-0.
Shotgun formation for Quentin Good, gets a snap, fades back, looking deep down the right-hand side, has a man, and Grant Uvidich was on the coverage, and he overthrew his receiver. It is now a 4th and 21 for Aliquippa. And you mentioned earlier that we don't know who their punter is because we haven't seen him so far tonight. Looks as though we are going to find the punter.
Well, I think Shagog did it in years past. I would think he'd be the favorite. But we will take a look at that. Whoever does punt for Aliquippa will be in their own end zone.
Malachi Shagog has done the punting so far this season.
Now
11 punts.
There's a flag all the way over on the far sideline by the Ambridge bench. I don't know if that's a bench warning or what that could be, but you could see the penalty on the very far sideline.
And the referee is giving a bench warning this time against Ambridge. We're still looking at a 4th down. It looks as though it was just a warning because the ball isn't moving from the 10. Malachi Shagog set up 11 punts, averaging about 25 yards a punt, is able to get it away, and it's going to hit the ground, picked up by Fernandez at around the 46, making a man miss, breaking over to the right-hand side out to the 40-yard line, and on
the
Aliquippa territory, the referees are saying that the ball is down there, and it looks as though it's going to be Ambridge ball.
Yeah, Cam Lindsay was prepared to take off for the end zone, but it is ruled a punt, and Fernandez, the receiver of the punt, is tackled, so it becomes Ambridge football with 44 seconds left in the 3rd period. And to be honest with you, in all this up and down action, this has been a scoreless 3rd period. No, I'm so sorry. They did have the run by Lindsay, and so that's only been, there's been 1 touchdown in this half.
Aliquippa's disappointment in not having that ball called as a turnover in instant replay, which there is not in high school. I can clearly see where their ball did come loose, but the official said he was down by contact. And now Adam Fernandez running, looking for somewhere to go. Intercepted by Aliquippa up the right sideline. One man to beat. Adam Fernandez cannot catch him. It's going to be a touchdown return, interception, pick 6.
I think Harrison Walker is the guy who did that as he comes all the way down and takes it in. And I would say that would I'm going to say that is about a 69-yarder. We'll take one more look at it, but it certainly appeared to be Harrison Walker doing the heavy lifting, and that is a perilous situation. You know, you can only throw so many passes into Aliquippa's secondary before something like this takes place. But the fact that it was on the wide side of the field, it made it very difficult for anyone from Ambridge to come over and cut him off.
Yeah, with Adam Fernandez being a right-hander and he was rolling to his left, he's not going to have the strength that he would normally have, and had a receiver that was open but just wasn't able to get it there with that same velocity he has in previous plays. And then Walker was able to pick it off, cut right in front of it, run it back for a pick six. Aliquippa looking to extend their lead with a conversion here. They are currently up 40-16, up 24. And it looks as though they are going to go for two.
Yes, Quentin Good is out there at the quarterback position. He'll get it in the gun with, I believe, Tyke Hayes to his left. And there's now a flag, totally dead ball. So we'll see what the story is here.
Looks as though it's a dead ball foul against
three. I'm counting
Aliquippa.
men to see if that might be it. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It might have been 12 men on the field because I think there's 11 now, but that's after one departed.
Yes.
I'm counting bodies, and I really believe I see 11 Quips on the field, but that was after one just left the game. So that's my belief, that it was too many men on the field, and that can happen on a sudden touchdown. You know, you're playing defense if you're Aliquippa. Somebody takes it to the house, and you got to scramble and get ready with that extra point team. And sometimes in all that brouhaha, an extra guy can get out there.
They continue to go for two. Good back for their snap, throws it over the middle, incomplete pass. The conversion is not good. Aliquippa continues to lead, though, 40-16, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. We'll come back with more in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
(40-16), Aliquippa over Ambridge. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. And this last quarter has been all about Aliquippa, even though there was an opportunity for Ambridge to be able to get a stop against Aliquippa.
Yeah, well,
and force that fourth down punt, that turnover.
To me, the game hinged when Ambridge was stopped short by the Quips on that fourth down and short power play.
Squib kick received by one of the up men out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah,
and
Sheffield.
It will set up a 1st and 10 for Ambridge at their own 35.
But that was just really emotional for Ambridge. That's sort of like a power football situation, and when Aliquippa meets you at the line of scrimmage and drives you back as they did on that fourth down attempt, that becomes brutal. That was after Ambridge had the football for 4:53. They're stopped at the 21-yard line. To me, that was the turning point.
Ambridge now looking at a deficit of 24 points, 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And now it's about doing what coaches oftentimes teach. Down and distance, it's about the play. It's not about focusing on the scoreboard. Adam Fernandez with a play action and then decided to take it on a quarterback keeper and then no gain on the play. In fact, maybe even a loss of 1, setting up a 2nd and 11.
Yeah, that's probably going to run out the third period here.
And we will come back with the start of the fourth in just a moment. 40-16, Quips over the Bridgers on Beaver County Radio.
The pregame show will set the stage for the upcoming game coverage. A pre-career start at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center can set up your high school student for life. I'm Vince Crateri, Public Relations and Marketing Specialist at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center with great news. There is still time for this school year in some of our top earning career training programs, but you must act now. Have your child or grandchild see their school counselor today. Hurry, classroom space is limited, and these prime opportunities are on a first-come, first-served basis. Let the Beaver County CTC open doors for you in the game of life. Click bcctc.org.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
From the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth, I'm Robert Mangino along with Bruce Fry, and we are at the start of the 4th quarter. And a pass from Adam Fernandez out to Carlito Chandler. They were set up at the 35, out over midfield, close to the 40-yard line. Great pass and catch.
Yeah, well, I give Chandler an awful lot of credit. Let's take a look at our replay because he finds the quarterback. That play was originally scheduled to go. Well, that's the reception, but when that play was evolving, he was originally to take it about 6 yards from the quarterback, but he made a move to get himself open. He was always the intended receiver, but it took a lot of tenacity on his part to find an opening against the Quips.
And when he gets into the open field, there aren't many people who want to take him head on to be able to bring him down. He was able to break a number of tackles to get the distance. So it's now 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Xavier Lewis, Xavier Lewis able to get good yardage and pick up about 4-5 yards on the play, setting up a 2nd and 6. Xavier Lewis, that 1-2 punch that they have with Xavier Lewis and Carlito Chandler has been a consistent, productive run game that they have.
No question. Yeah, these are big guys. So it takes all of Aliquippa's size to bring them down.
Fernandez rolling right from the shotgun, decides to keep it. Yeah. There's a penalty on the play back at the 38-yard line. He's able to get out to about the 32, 33.
You'll see that on your screen. You can see where Aliquippa's defensive end is just simply held from behind. So here, watch this play. Look at the right side of your screen. Right there, you can see on the right of your screen is where the hold took place. So a justifiable call as Ambridge is going to have to step back a little bit.
Yeah, tight end Carmen Dworkas was trying to seal that edge and was ultimately called on the penalty. So now we're looking at a 2nd and 16 for Ambridge. They're set up at the 45-yard line, right in the middle of the field, moving from our right to our left. And once again, you are able to watch this yourself. We keep on talking about instant replay. If you go to our Facebook page and our YouTube page, you're able to see the game for yourself and watch it live as it happens. Fernandez back to pass as he was stepping backwards through an interception, and it's Aliquippa is taking it down the right-hand sideline. It looks as though they're going to be able to go the distance. Number 14 for Aliquippa is another pick 6.
Yeah, it's Khalil Good, Cheese's brother. I believe, I'm not sure. I take that back. It might be his cousin. But that is going to set off a wild celebration here in Aliquippa as it's a lengthy run for a touchdown by the Quips.
Fernandez trying to make something happen, but he was going backwards, and you may be able to see this on this instant replay too, where he was really going backwards on the play, didn't have the feet underneath him, not able to throw a strong pass.
No, there may be a flag down in Aliquippa's end zone at the end of that play. We'll take a look at that also, but the reality of it is Ambridge, here's the replay. Again, you just can't throw off your back foot against Aliquippa. And unfortunately, that's what Fernandez did, and he's paying a price. See, here's the drop back. Here's the rush. And there's 3 black jerseys right surrounding him. And actually, the 4th one, Good, comes up with the interception. Marcus Counsell is the holder for Aliquippa. They typically do that for the heir apparent at quarterback. getting him some action and handling the football.
And now they are moving them back, it looks like 5-10 yards. And maybe even further for this extra point attempt. They are all the way back.
Well,
it looks as though they're near the 15-yard line for this extra point attempt.
Well, yeah, if it's 10, then it's from the 3-yard line would make the 13, but we'll take a look at how this plays out. On our screen, you can see the banners from Aliquippa. What happens is on our right side is all the banners that you see were in the end zone where it says Quips. They reflect the WPIL championships for Aliquippa. Then down on the left by the Heinz field sign in the end zone, that reflects the state championships that Aliquippa has won. So it's a nice situation to have both state and WPIL titles. Now they're going to come back, and I guess what we're going to have is offsetting, but the bottom line is it's at the 3-yard line for a standard extra point kick.
All right, so we're looking at the extra point from the 10. Malachi Shagog lining up in the traditional straight-on kick. The kick is up, and the officials say the kick is good. Aliquippa now, 47-16 over Ambridge, 10:50 to go in the game. We are broadcasting live from Heinz Field in Aliquippa. More coming up on Beaver County Radio.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
See, now that Ambridge is getting penalized.
47-16, 10:50 to go in the fourth quarter, and it looks as though the officials are moving the ball back to the 25-yard line.
Again, I thought I spotted a celebration-style flag in the end zone against Aliquippa.
So it looks as though what they initially walked off, Ambridge then changed their mind, decided to have the enforcement be at the kickoff rather than on the extra point conversion. So now we have Aliquippa set up for the kickoff at their own 25-yard line, and Ambridge set up to return as soon as the 35-yard line. Nobody back deep further than the 30 of Ambridge in their own territory. Squib kick picked up by Grant Uvidich. He's immediately swarmed by Quips. He's able to break a couple of tackles and get it out to the 43. So it's Ambridge with the ball, 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Ball is on the near hash marks as they get things set up and try to, I guess you get to the point now, Bruce, where you're looking for those moral victories.
Oh, no fooling. You're trying to come up with a positive as you move along in the Parkway. You know, the Parkway is a very competitive conference with good teams, and you're just trying to do your best at this point.
Starting off the season, Highlands, it was the game they had in week 0 for Ambridge. They lost 45-8. Then they came back and beat Freedom in a non-conference game that we had, 14-7. Adam Fernandez on the handoff to Carlito Chandler up the middle, out over the 50-yard line, close to the 49. They'll call him down around the 49. That will set up a 2nd and 2.
I was going to say it doesn't get any better for Ambridge because they visit Joe D. McCullough Stadium at West Allegheny next week.
Yeah, they were going back and forth where you lose, you come back, you lose a big game, and then by a big score, you come back and you win a close one, and then you lose by a big score. After the Freedom victory, 14-7, they went into Shannock and lost 42-12, and then hosted Blackhawk, and they were able to they got 26-22 victory there, and then losing to Montour 48-7. 2nd and 2, Fernandez inside a handoff to Xavier Lewis, and he's able to get maybe the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit further than that.
It seemed like, and again, this is where Aliquippa can really come in and shut things down. When that play first developed and Lewis hit the hole, you thought he was in good shape, as he's a little bit slow to get up. Lewis is going to hobble off the field. But when he comes and hits the hole, everybody thinks it's going to be fine, and then things happen, and it just gets sealed off.
When you look at the schedule for Ambridge over the course of the next couple of weeks, they have Aliquippa tonight, losing 47-16. Then they're going to go to they're going to be hosting West Allegheny in a conference game, and then it's Central Valley. And the schedule doesn't get a little bit easier until they get into late October when they host Newcastle, and then they take on Chartiers Valley.
Yep. So, again, it's tough in the Parkway. Coach Sherman McBride and his staff, they're going to have to hold things together. Neil Catch, Tommy Campbell, Mike Smianik, they're going to work hard to keep trying to improve, but it's just a tall order in the Parkway.
Adam Fernandez under center. Aliquippa just swarming him. Big sack from Aliquippa. 3 defenders were in the backfield chasing him until finally he decided maybe I should stop running backwards and went down.
Oh, yeah, he didn't have any chance. When 3 guys that size are on your back, it's just not going to work. It looked like Gilbert was in there defensively. It certainly looked like Justice Starks, I believe, was in on the play. Yeah, Starks is playing defensive right end or right tackle, if you will. It was they just completely overpowered Ambridge at the line of scrimmage in that situation. A very good pass rush.
Ambridge now 4th and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Handoff to Carlito Chandler, met in the backfield, loss of about 2, maybe 3 on the play, and now it's Aliquippa ball inside Ambridge territory.
So not only does Aliquippa get it, it was hiked at the 43. The 2-yard loss gives it to Aliquippa at the 41, and we are looking directly at a 35-point clock situation.
Looking at Aliquippa and their schedule from here, they leave Ambridge, and next week they'll be hosting Blackhawk. I believe we'll have that game once again. And then they're at Newcastle, hosting Chartiers Valley, and then the game that everybody has circled on their calendar, October 27th, when they're at Central Valley.
And incredibly enough, this will be Aliquippa's first offensive snap of the 4th period. Because of all the interceptions, they never had the ball on offense. Marcus Counsell is back out there as quarterback too, which is a good idea. He's the heir apparent, and he's taken over at that position, although Aliquippa calls timeout as there's a little confusion in getting the offense set.
Looks as though a game penalty.
Yeah, I guess that happened. That superseded the timeout call.
So we're backing them up 5 yards. And this is important in order to get the second teamers in. They get them some quality reps because you just don't know who you're going to have to lean on throughout the rest of the Parkway Conference, and then potentially once you make it into
it just
playoffs.
Gets you better in position for 2024, 2025, and so on down the road too.
No doubt. Marquise Counsell Jr. set up in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Steps up, makes an adjustment, inside handoff, up the middle, a big run, and a pickup of about 2-3 yards on the play, hit viciously by an Ambridge defender that came in from the linebacker position. Number 31 came in and laid the wood on that play, Trevor Stevenson.
It looked like Avery Coleman, the freshman running back, had the football, so he makes his presence felt as he comes out to the sideline, and they'll sub back in. There is obviously a plethora of young men who can carry the football for Aliquippa.
Aliquippa continues to be in the shotgun formation, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff, Ambridge able to just penetrate through the line on that one and tackle him basically at the handoff. Big loss on the play, back to the 46, maybe 47-yard line.
Yeah, Keon Lee was the ball carrier there. Ambridge does attack the football. You know, we've talked all night about the guy who didn't play a week ago. Aiden Sheffield did not play against I should say a month ago against Freedom, but he's out there making up for lost time defensively for Ambridge.
It looks as though at this point that Aliquippa has the twos in, and Ambridge is still with the number one players. The starters are set up on the defensive side. 3rd and 15, running clock in the fourth quarter. Back to pass, man over the middle on a slant. Catch and run out over the 20, a leap right over Adam Sheffield.
Right. We'll take a look at this on replay as it was for Council to get rid of this ball. He was absolutely crushed the minute he threw it. But he's a big kid. Watch this right now. He gets blasted
by 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But he gets it away, and the ball's caught.
He threw it. He knew where he was wanting to go. Threw it with authority. Great strength. Stepped into it even though he knew he was going to be hit, just like you said. 2 Ambridge defenders hitting him at the same time. Council now in the shotgun. Plays it, keeps it, fakes the handoff, breaking over the left-hand side, looking for the corner. Touchdown, Marquise Council Jr.
Yep. That'll go as a 19-yard touchdown.
He was running the option on that. It was an RPO play. He was reading the defense, decided to keep the ball himself, kept it over the left-hand side, found the pylon in the corner, scored a touchdown. It's now 53-16, Aliquippa over Ambridge.
Yes, if you just joined us, this game was as close as 14-13 at one point. Aliquippa jumped off sides on an extra point attempt by Ambridge. Ambridge said if it's only 1.5 yards, we'll go for it. They tried to go for it. They were turned back. That was as close as it's been, 14-13. Since then, it's been 39-3 pending an extra point. And the kick is blocked, and Aliquippa tries to advance it. The kicker on that play for Aliquippa was jersey 64, Deshaun Arisa.
Deshaun Ansa, yes.
Yeah, Ansa, I should say. He has his kick blocked, and I don't believe there's any flag on the field.
No, there's not. So 53-16, 6:15 to go in the game. We'll come back with more in a moment from Heinz Field. The Quips all over the Bridgers on Beaver County Radio.
The award-winning Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston provides a delicious family dining experience. Grand Valley Inn is a great place for a party or event. They have banquet rooms for small and large gatherings. Fish and Friday night football go great together in Beaver County. The Grand Valley Inn has great fish and seafood specials on Fridays, live music on the weekends through October, and trivia night on Thursdays. Follow Grand Valley Inn on Facebook to keep up with all the fun. That's Grand Valley Inn on Route 51 in Falston.
Back at Heinz Field, I'm Robert Mangino along with Bruce Fry. Mike Azadian is here with us as well, and thank you very much to Curtis Walsh and what he's doing to make all of it happen, the audio side and the video side. Video side, by the way, you can watch this game if you didn't know by watching on Facebook. Just look for us, Beaver County Radio. We are streaming live right now. Kickoff by
it was actually
Aliquippa
it was an onside kick. That there's some type of story behind that, but that was an onside kick, as you can see on replay.
The fans, it's remarkable that this is clearly the largest crowd that we have seen at a game, and it's just now are people beginning to trickle out of the stadium. We're talking to the AD at halftime. They've had sold-out games every game so far since opening this new Heinz Field just this season.
Gerace is back in at quarterback. We talked about him being the starter against Freedom 4 weeks ago, September 1st at the Mo. He's back in the game now. Well, the other thing that bears noting is I think you got to go back to the days of Ty Law when Aliquippa last had a home playoff game, because the WPIL mandated in about 94, 95 that all playoff games had to be on artificial surface, so that left Aliquippa out in the cold playing at Central Valley or Ambridge or somewhere else. So to my way of thinking, it's going to be the first time in 30 years, should Aliquippa make the playoffs, and they certainly are in position to do that, that they'll have a home playoff game.
And what a beautiful place and capacity of crowd to be able to have a home playoff game as well. Ambridge just running the ball up the middle and a loss of what looks to be about 1 on the play, setting up a 3rd and 9. We're under 5 minutes to go in the game. Once again, Aliquippa 53, Bridgers 16. Ambridge, man in motion. Grace tosses it out. Bain has a difficult time with it and then keeps it. And the next thing you know, Aliquippa is swarming to the ball. And a loss of another 1 on the play, setting up a 4th and 10.
Yeah, right. Aliquippa's players are playing hard. They're trying to get their tackle points also. They want included on the stat sheet. It looked like it was Priest who was swarmed in as he tried to take a pitch. So it was Reeves is back on the field to punt. Aliquippa tried to go for it on 4th and long on their last series, and the Quips took it in after the turnover. So now it's going to be the conservative punt call for Reeves.
Braden Reeves takes the snap, gets the ball off, some pressure, high kick, and it was down by Ambridge at around the 33-yard line. Flags are coming in. We'll have to see what the penalty was ultimately on this. Ambridge able to down the ball, but 2 flags. And as soon as we get the call on the flags, we'll go ahead and move things along. Referees are now conversing with the referee tonight. The officials that we have this evening calling the game tonight?
Oh, yeah. That's the ref is John Scorner, the umpire Sasha Craig, the line judge Dion Conrad, the side judge Cameron Henry, the back judge is Manuel Rodriguez, and I think the linesman is Joe Dorian.
Well, whatever they did in throwing the flags on the field, it doesn't look as though they decided to enforce anything. So we're looking at a 1st and 10, Aliquippa, from the 33-yard line. Aliquippa once again set up in the shotgun formation. Council in at quarterback although Council is not in at quarterback, he may be done for the evening as well. That was Javante Kane that took the snap, kept the ball running over the left-hand side, and was tackled for no gain.
Right. The clock continues to run here under the auspices of the 35-point rule as Aliquippa leads by 37. And so these last few minutes will drain rather handily.
Javante Kane is a freshman, plays quarterback, wide receiver, and free safety. And it's a pretty good night if you are able to rest your starter and then you put in your second-teamer and Marquise Council and then decide, okay, he's not enough tonight too. Let's see what else we can see from our players.
Well, again, Aliquippa has been in a situation, although it wasn't last week, where they've had large leads. So this is when you get people playing time.
Handoff, and Ambridge once again able to stop that one. We're looking at needing to name CCBC players of the game coming up in just a few minutes. Let's start off with the Ambridge side of the ball. What are you looking at this point?
I like to hide until the end of the game.
Are there people? And I don't want you to give out your final, but there are players that we're looking at.
Yeah, no question.
Adam Fernandez is a possibility.
Yeah, he leads the list because again he's playing solid defense as well. He's been doing his best as a free safety and certainly has made some plays. Also returns kicks.
Yes, Grant Uvidich has done well tonight too. Receptions, touchdowns. Some of them have been very difficult, but he's been able to go up there and make those. Playing decently on defense, too. Carlito Chandler and Xavier Lewis and the running back position putting through pretty decent nights as well. But I think you're right about Adam Fernandez being toward the top of that pack. You also look at on the Aliquippa side of things, and there are so many skilled players that have had great performances tonight. It's going to be really difficult to decide who ultimately gets it there.
Yeah, that's the typical. That is a dilemma typically that you face when you broadcast an Aliquippa game because they do have so many playmakers that you have to make decisions.
Aliquippa looking at a 4th and 8, 1:30 to go on a running clock. Play clock is down at 10 seconds. They are nowhere close to getting to the line of scrimmage. They may just take a timeout here and then punt the ball away. The officials, we are waiting for the official call. Delay of game penalty. Aliquippa not able to, or deciding to call that timeout. It's difficult with where we are. Our vantage point, the crowd is so it's close to us and then close to the field, so it's difficult to see the nearest sideline and see what Warfield's doing and what the near side officials are calling as well. But we're looking at 1:16 left, 53-16. Aliquippa over Ambridge.
Yeah, because Aliquippa faces a 4th and 13, so that would generally mean punt. But it seems like they're just going to run a play from scrimmage here and realize that time is draining under the 35-point clock rule.
And so you have the Aliquippa third-string quarterback, Javante Kane, taking it, handing it off over right side, and able to get out over to beyond the 35-yard line, close to the 40-yard line. Not enough for a first down, turning it over to Ambridge.
That will be the situation as let's see if he did make the sticks. That's what we have to take a better look at. Apparently he did. No, it's going to come back the other way. He apparently is short, so Ambridge will have to snap the ball once.
Yeah, there's 22 seconds running clock. There's about 12 seconds now on the play clock. There's about an 8-second difference between the two. It looks as though they are going to take a delay of game penalty, not run a play, and then just let the game clock then run out, which is what just took place. So now we're concluding this game. The time has run out, 53-16. Aliquippa over Ambridge, decisive victory. Even though there were points where it was closer early, just Aliquippa just showing their dominance on both sides of the ball today. We'll come back and we will kick off the Electric Garage Doors post-game show in a moment. Come up with the CCBC players of the game and set the stage for the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
When you're looking for exceptional furniture handmade to your specifications, visit the Amish-built galleries at AK Nahas. Elegant heirloom quality bedrooms, dining rooms, occasional tables, and poly outdoor furniture. Built to last, made from our region's finest solid hardwood, hand-sanded and carefully stained. You'll love the furniture created just for you. A passion for perfection. Amish-made your way. Customize it all at AK Nahas Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
The local McDonald's restaurants are proud to be partners with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring Beaver County high school football games all season long. Stop in to any of the local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burritos, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Text McHire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it. In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $344 a month, or a new Ultima Premium package for only $386 a month. Plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
You're listening to 2023 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. This game is being brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
(53-16), the final. At different stages of this game, it looked as though Aliquippa was going to roll from the very beginning, going up 14-0. Ambridge having a difficult time with their first two drives, losing yardage on both drives and then punts. Next thing you know, Ambridge comes back, Bruce, and they make it a game at 14-13, and then Aliquippa immediately jumping back up 28-13. Ambridge coming back with the field goal, and then it was all Aliquippa from that point forward.
Well, yeah, again, ever since Ambridge tried a 2-point conversion and was denied, it was 14-13. It was 40-3 ever since then. Or I should say 39-3 since then.
Absolutely remarkable the way Aliquippa was able to turn things on, especially defensively. I mean, you mentioned earlier that it was all the way into the end, if not the beginning of the fourth quarter, before the offense actually ran a play in the second half.
Well, yeah, in the fourth period, because their defense did have those two quote-unquote pick sixes for touchdowns. So for Aliquippa, according to my hieroglyphics, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different players score touchdowns. Tyke had 2, and then they had all 7 other players score 1, which is 8 touchdowns.
What a performance by Aliquippa. If you're Mike Warfield, aside from the issues of some penalties that they're always talking about wanting to clean up, you'd think that he would be very happy with his team's performance tonight.
Yeah, one would imagine. So, and again, it's an emotional moment because there's coaches from Ambridge who coached and attended Aliquippa, and so there's feelings in all directions. Played under a full moon, you wind up with a game that lasts nearly 3 hours, but in the end, Aliquippa wins the football game, and they'll move on.
Coming up in just a couple of moments after the Electric Garage Doors postgame show wraps up, we'll have the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. But before we get to there, we need to name CCBC players of the game. We will do that coming up in a moment here on Beaver County Radio from Heinz Field in Aliquippa.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Community Support Program. Now in its 4th year of serving Aliquippa, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. The Drug-Free Community Support Program in Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Being part of a credit union is like being part of a team where everyone plays and, more importantly, everyone wins. This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union. If you need a loan, it's game time. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union in Baden or Aliquippa. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or click friendlyfcu.org. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union. You got a friend.
At Pittsburgh-based Goldberg, Persky & White, we've helped thousands of former Babcock & Wilcox and J&L Steel employees receive compensation for their asbestos-caused lung cancer or mesothelioma. Since the time from asbestos exposure to disease diagnosis spans decades, many do not realize their illness was caused by asbestos. To find out if you are entitled to compensation, call GPW today at 1-800-COMPLEX or visit online at gpwlaw.com.
It's football season, and if you can see the Aquaman of Beaver County heading deep on a fly route to the end zone, it shouldn't surprise you. This is Jim Riggio, the Aquaman of Beaver County from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. Why, you ask? It's obvious. Going deep or the full distance for our customers, no matter what we are up against, is in our game plan. Now, what isn't quite so simple is getting my web feet into a pair of those cleats. This is the Aquaman from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. And looky here, I'm wide open that is, to doing whatever it takes to serve you. Click bfwater.net.
Are you a believer?
I am absolutely a believer.
And I'm a Baba Beaver believer.
But I'm the biggest Baba Beaver believer.
All right, man, you got me.
Be a Beaver believer in a new Nissan. Get a new Rogue S for just $344 a month, or a new Ultima Premium package for only $386 a month. Plus guaranteed credit approval and the best certified pre-owned warranty.
Stop in and become a Baba Beaver believer like me.
And me.
At Beaver County Auto.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Spotlight your future this fall at Community College of Beaver County. By attending our admissions showcases, you'll explore campus, talk one-on-one with professors, discover career and transfer-ready programs, and even enroll on the spot. Join us October 7th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Aviation Sciences Center in Chippewa to learn more about piloting, air traffic control, aerospace management, and the Aviation High School Academy. RSVP now at ccbc.edu/showcases.
From the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture Broadcast booth, it is the Electric Garage Doors postgame show. Before we get to the CCBC players of the game, Fry Transportation Update Desk. Bruce, do you have a couple of scores for us?
I'll do the best I can. In tonight's game on Beaver County Radio, Aliquippa 53, Ambridge 16. West Allegheny defeats Char Valley 42-6. Quaker Valley was up on Hopewell 26-7. We didn't get that as a final. Beaver defeats the Spartans of Brentwood 56-20. It was Western Beaver 48, Freedom 0. Mohawk defeats Elwood 38-14. Neshannock led New Brighton late 35-0. We'll see how that pans out. Northgate did defeat Shenango 20-13. Southside was all over Summit 42-7. I don't know if that's gone final yet. And one that is final is Rochester 42, Laurel 14. And then in games in the in Triple-A, in the Western Hills Conference, which is relevant to Beaver, Hopewell, and Quaker, South Park goes on the road, defeats Seton LaSalle 35-28. Avonworth defeats West Mifflin 38-14. And then in 5A in the conference opener, Moon defeats South Fayette 24-3.
Moon Township looking really good.
Oh, no question
year.
about it. They had that win at Penn Hills in 5A. Well, again, their section only started tonight, so they're 1-0 in conference play.
Coming up in a couple of moments, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. You are welcome to participate. Scores, thoughts about the games that you've attended, please be a part of the broadcast. The Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up in a moment. Let's go to the CCBC players of the game. We'll start off with the Ambridge. Who is your CCBC player of the game?
Our perceptive listeners will figure this one out. We're going to go with 2 number 4s tonight. For Ambridge, it's number 4 is Adam Fernandez. He's the quarterback. He had a couple touchdown passes. He played very courageously. I should say 1 touchdown pass. He played very courageously as a defensive back and also ran back kicks. And for Aliquippa, when you have 8 different guys who score, I say give it to the quarterback who distributes the football all around to everybody, and in that case, it's going to be Quentin Cheese Good is going to be our MVP. He had the 1 touchdown pass to Jace Williams, another one to DeMarcus Walker, and in the meantime, he distributed it to all of his offensive weapons so that 7 different Quips hit pay dirt.
And you mentioned earlier that there may be a D3 school or 2 that will be paying attention to him.
Oh, no question.
One of the things that I've learned, and I wanted you to comment about this real quick, in covering D3 schools on the television side, the football, the level of football, you're talking about high-quality football teams, football programs. Kids can go on the great careers at D3.
Well, but you also notice from doing your sideline work is the elite teams in that league, the Carnegie Mellons, W&Js, they have gunslingers. They have guys who can stand back there and throw the football. So, again, I talked to this one coach at PAC Media Day in August, and when he found out I was from Beaver County Radio, he just started to bombard me with so that just showed his level of interest. And again, I'm in the media, so it's no recruiting edge one way or the other. He was just asking me questions.
It's good to know that there are kids from this region that are being talked a lot about, not only at the Division I level, but all other levels of football, too. These kids love to play. They want to continue to be able to play at the next level, and that would be a great opportunity for him. We're broadcasting from the AK Nahas Appliance and Furniture broadcast booth. It's been the Electric Garage Doors postgame show and the CCBC players of the game. Once again, Quentin Good and Adam Fernandez. Coming up in a moment, the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. Here's the way things are breaking down for Aliquippa. Coming up next week, they will be hosting Blackhawk. Ambridge is going to be at West Allegheny. Not an easy week for Ambridge coming up next week as well. I want to thank everybody that part of the broadcast today. Keith and Curtis Walsh, Mike Azadian, and he's always with us here, sideline reporting, but some technical issues for us this evening. Always Bruce Fry and great color commentating. I'm Robert Mangino, and we'll get together again with you coming up next Friday right here on Beaver County Radio as we follow the best of Beaver Valley football. Once again, the Falcones Moon Township 4 wrap-up show is coming up next on Beaver County Radio.
Thank you for listening to coverage of 2023 high school football here on Beaver County Radio. Coverage of tonight's broadcast was brought to you in part by St. Barnabas Dental and Dr. Peter Montini, Goldberg Persky and White, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca, Beaver County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Nissan, Keystone Wellness Program, Patriot Home Care, the Grand Valley Inn, the Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver County Career Technology Center, Drug Free Aliquippa, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Moon Township Ford, AK Nahas Furniture Gallery, Tri-County McDonald's, Fry Transportation, and Beaver County Radio. And don't forget to check out all the scores and information from this week's game and all games at beavercountyradio.com and on our Facebook page at WBVP-WMBA.